Let's get nuts.
We ready to roll?
I was goddamn born ready.
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Yeah, no shit.
With your hosts, Lee Rodriguez.
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes.
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman.
Well, they should be here, I think.
I told you shouldn't have fucked the fucking squid.
Kelly Harris.
Tell him Kelly eats Band-Aids. If there's any gang you want to be with, it's MDK. It's all about fucking hugs.
And our good buddy Mahoney.
And Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
You know what I was thinking, though, is you're a cracker-ass bitch.
This is some unprecedented shit. Like, no one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's gonna be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire. Your dick's so hot.
Like, this could never air today.
It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
Jose's like, are we live?
Let's goddamn do it.
I'm waiting on you guys.
What is up, everybody? Today is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. The world is still on fire for episode 517 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I am your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nye.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Jose Guzman.
I'm Jack Power, and this is the longest bath of my life.
I think Jose might actually be in the bath right now for the podcast.
I was thinking about
it. Kelly Harris is here.
Mahoney is Mad Kurt.
And Mad Kurt himself.
Boy!
Good buddy Mahoney's here.
I'm thinking about Jose in the bath, too.
You know how pruny I'd be, though, if I was still in the bathtub?
Oh, God. Just.
What if you
I
were
would
like...
look like a ball sack.
What if you just had, like, your arms and legs and you were suspended above the water, like, holding the edges of the tub?
But just his butt was in the water.
Yes! Just your butt.
Just ripping
And
farts.
let's be honest, most of your dick.
Yeah.
Sitting there bobbing like a buoy.
I'm really excited about the thumbs downs we're gonna get on this episode, guys.
Oh yeah,
Hey, I think it's nice that 7 people take time out of their week every single week to give us a thumbs down.
yeah.
Yeah.
As
Thumbs
we
down Jose's pruned asshole.
as we made sure to note 2 episodes ago, if you thumbs down the podcast, you are a racist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hence, I think this week will be interesting.
I'm excited for if we get monetized or not, just based on the fact that Confederacy is in the title.
Oh, interesting. It's gonna be an exercise
Spell it
for sure.
like confetti.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Confederacy. Yeah,
That makes
that's
it sound
for sure.
fun.
Yeah.
I think it is.
No, it's not fun.
No, not so much.
Well, confetti's fun.
That is. Is it like the Party City? Like, that should be their Civil War sale. The Confederacy sale.
Confetti's fun if you don't have to clean it up.
Yeah. It's really fun if it's dick-shaped and comes in a card that won't stop moaning.
Oh,
That was
my God.
great.
Too far Tuesday.
I'll never forget my mom telling me, throw it outside. And I was like, and then
man.
what? It'll just moan outside of our house?
I was so excited to send you that card.
It was a very good card.
It's a new week. Everybody's smiling and happy. It's good because last week was soul-crushing endeavor from fucking front to back. It was awful. It was rough. I swear to God, I got on the scale Monday morning and it was all downhill from there.
Oh,
Work was bad. The news was bad. Twitter was bad. It was all bad.
You gotta get a scale that weighs you in kilograms, Lee.
It's fucking give me one of them stone scales.
you need
Hear me out. You just fucking take your scale and throw it out the goddamn window.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what you need is you need a scale that can read the room and be like, don't worry about it.
Yeah. You just step on it, it's like, you good.
Yeah,
It's like
you step on it and it's like, not now, bud. Come back. Come back a
today.
different day. You haven't been on Twitter yet, but trust me, today's not the day.
Yeah, and I had to get a baseline, get back into it. Oh boy, the quarantine has not been good for me physically, so I'm trying to get my shit back in gear. This time a week from now, I should be post choking dudes out, which would be very good for me. I need somebody to put this energy. So that's our question for
When you choke him, whisper in his ear, "Cough, motherfucker."
I goddamn dare you!
I got COVID.
Probably the only good thing on the internet last week was probably that fucking wild ass Belle Delphine video.
Oh, I am glad you brought that up, Lee.
Yeah, because I did enjoy that because I'm a fan. I'm a fan. She doesn't do it for me, but I'm definitely a fan of that fucking weirdo.
You were thinking I died. Big surprise. I
There
still
she
got the
is.
double thick thighs. French fries.
Real
I
catchy
got
song,
gobble,
too.
gobble up with my booty up. She be going wobble wobble up. Here's a big
Just weird enough.
Here's a big duck.
Big duck.
There's a big duck.
Ay, ay, ay.
This is my favorite part of the song, which I shared a screenshot with you guys when it first dropped. The song's called "I'm Back" and it's on Belle Delphine's YouTube, and it's to announce her OnlyFans, I guess. But this
much, yeah.
this bit right here.
You're mad. I'm back. Big mad. He's mad. She's mad. Big sad. Ha ha. Don't
Here it
care.
comes.
Stay mad.
Not this part.
Ooh woo. Buy my OnlyFans, you big Chad. Little titties, big ass, and no dad.
Little
That's
titties,
what
big
it's
ass,
about.
and no
Big
dad.
sad.
Oh my
Fast
god.
mad to get a big bag.
I know that song from TikTok. That's a cover. She's doing a cover.
Oh, okay. So she just changed the words essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's by that 6ix9ine guy who I think ratted out all those people to the
Oh
cops.
no,
Ah,
the
okay.
kitty fiddler?
I don't know what he did. I know
He
he's
was
not
the
a
kitty
good person.
fiddler.
Who isn't a kitty fiddler these days, Kelly?
Well, we'll
Not
get into
me.
that. None of us.
Not it.
Not a one.
So yeah, check out Belle Delphine's Instagram, OnlyFans, TikTok, all that. 'Cause she back,
I don't know.
baby.
The Instagram, by 24 hours after this video, had been converted over to a meme lord shitpost page.
Oh well, of course.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's not like
checks out.
it's. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what should have happened.
Well,
Yeah, perfect.
she started out kind of being like it was thirst pics, and then slowly but surely turned into shit posting.
Yeah, like within a day, it's a full on just shitpost. Like, genius, I like it. I said I would do the OnlyFans just to check it out, but it's like $30. This is like a lot. It's like a whole bunch. And it can't possibly be. I don't know. It may be exactly as weird as it needs to be.
I've heard that OnlyFans is like you put in a certain amount of money, and then you have like tokens, and you could go spend them wherever you want. It's like a porn arcade.
Oh, it's
think
like
you're
porn
thinking of
Dave and
Chatterbait.
Buster's.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, it might be at some point we may need to put some shit on the company card for business purposes.
Yep.
Yeah. Just take it right out of Kerouac's bank account.
Yeah, it's for the show. It's for the show. It's good. I'm always happy to see that fucking lunatic and the backlash that comes whenever she does fucking anything. Like, what a weird little psycho. I
What
like
an
it.
enterprising little genius.
Yeah, just a fucking weirdo. Just monetizing and being weird. I like it. Good for her.
Fucking weirdo.
Just a weirdo.
Shouldn't have fucked the fucking squid.
Exactly.
Fucking squid. I hope there's an entire section of the OnlyFans for the squid, just for Jose.
So how long do you think that lasts before some other shutdown or
Well,
it just gets old?
I thought you
OnlyFans
meant
is apparently starting to shut down like sex workers, which is like, what?
Yeah, that doesn't make
purpose of the
any
platform.
sense.
OnlyFans is like, we're going to put ourselves out of business.
Yeah, it's like when they took porn off of Tumblr.
Yeah. You know, Spotify is taking a bold stance against bans next month.
YouTube, not a fan of videos.
Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah,
ridiculous.
no shit. I heard Netflix is canceling their streaming next season.
Getting back in the DVD game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
dropping
straight
them red boxes everywhere.
straight laser discs.
Yeah. Ben
we're
is so
coming for the
excited.
weekend pretty
Ben's
good.
like, for real, you guys?
Sorry, Ben.
We turned around for the weekend. Goat and his lovely wife came over. We played some games, had a good hang. It was nice.
Group hug.
Had a group hug. Had a good Father's Day. They made me breakfast in bed on a nice sturdy tray because everyone knows I hate breadcrumbs in what I can only describe as an unhealthy way. Fucking hate crumbs in the bed. It's the worst. And after, kind of starving all weekend long, had all-you-can-eat sushi. Delightful. Very nice.
Nice.
Finished my Barbatos Gundam model. Got about halfway through the build kit because, boy, those figurizes go up fast by comparison. And then you guys, yesterday, hired some guys to come take down the fucking pool.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The
cannot
pool
Chainsaw
is
it,
gone.
or did they take it down and like keep it?
Oh no! Because the reason that it's gone is because like it has outlived its useful life by a wide margin. Like it was fucking dead. Some of the legs were just, so rusted and gone that it appeared as if they just sort of like went into the liner, but that's just because the bottom was gone. It was just rusting on. It was shot. So we put it up on Facebook. Dudes came out with a trailer, and they sliced and diced that motherfucker up, threw it into. I'm like, take the fucking filter with you. It's gone. Get it all out of here. And this shit is gone. So Gav, instead of a pool, I have what looks like a giant wet panty in the backyard. There's a perfectly round spot where there's no grass. Some green ass water that spilled out of the pool that was left. So that created a whole separate problem. But the pool's gone. And I gotta admit, it is a little bit bittersweet because I fucking hate the pool. But everyone else in my life really likes it. So it's kind of a bummer that it's gone.
Yeah, but do any of them fucking clean it?
They sure don't.
So
They
payback
definitely
for
do
that cat.
But you can't fucking you can't get a new one because the plan was like, even last year we kind of thought, okay, this might be the end of this one, but we'll get a new one next year. The fuck you will. There are no pools.
Because
that pool was like $500 last when we got it a few years ago. It's not like a super fancy one, but that same pool is now $2,000.
Mahoney got the last one.
He might have got
Pretty
the
much.
last one. There's something of a supply and demand issue right now vis-a-vis pools.
Pools,
Believe it or not.
Webcam
pools
to go
in
with the
relation to the Popcast, it's like Highlander. There can be only one.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm happy to give it up.
Not
Get the
it.
head off that motherfucker.
I wouldn't want to be pool guy. Goodbye, dead frogs. Goodbye.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of live frogs out there the past few weeks.
Oh. Well, at that
Yeah.
point, who cares? Let them enjoy themselves.
Yeah, so loud. Like through the closed door, like on the couch, you can hear them just broken their little balls off out there. Whatever it is frogs have. Fucking nuts. Yeah, they're out there.
Frogs.
But Nicole's a fucking weirdo, so she likes going out there and playing with the frogs. But she was like, touch one, Zoe. She's like, no. I don't want
You
to.
guys should have licked their butts.
Oh no.
Take
Put
it to the
that-
next plane.
Put that in the intro.
You know,
Lick
Jose,
that frog's
I
butt.
said,
And fucking
I said the exact same thing.
go talk to the fucking Indian spirits.
Don't just randomly
That's
lick
what I said.
random frogs' butts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start licking frog butts, you're gonna get yourself canceled.
No, you're gonna get yourself a good buzz.
Yeah. So, Nicole's like, I caught it, but Zoe wouldn't touch it. I go, did she lick it? Then she smacked it. She's like, don't lick frogs. Like, so that's a no on the licking of the frog.
I mean,
Okay,
on
got it.
Mondays you don't.
What you gotta do, you gotta get that frog, you gotta sit it on the Mario Kart, and you gotta drive it right into Zoe's room.
Yeah. They're showing that video to a lot of people, and she hates it. It's like, don't show them that. And I'm like, well, Jax thinks it's hilarious. So, one of us is right. Just saying. The kids can't both be right on this one. Speaking of, I've taken to, on any given day, telling them which one is the favorite that day. That's been kind of fun.
Keep them on their toes.
What's that?
Keep them on their toes.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. and like, Jackson's rolling around the floor like an asshole. I look at Zoe and I go, hey, it's you. You're number one today. Got a whole bunch of laundry piled up in Zoe's room. Hey, Jax, guess what? Number one today. It used to be easy. I would tell Zoe all the time. Like right now, like when Jax was like a little baby, I said, just so you know, like you're definitely my favorite kid. So it's like, aw. I go, slow down. The reason you're my favorite kid is if you showed me 2 identical boxes of Lucky Charms, but one of those boxes of Lucky Charms shat itself 6 times a day. My favorite box of Lucky Charms would be the one that didn't shit itself. So right now, you're the shit-free Lucky Charms. She's like, Dad, this is a really bad way to talk. You're the shitless Lucky Charm. You're the best. But at some point, the other Lucky Charms will stop shitting his pants. The playing field levels. Do you understand what I'm telling you right now? And she just would walk away.
Don't get caught slipping, that's what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now, she's almost 13. So, they formally shitting Lucky Charm. They're looking so bad. Because he may be an emotional terrorist, but he's not a preteen girl.
You said she's almost 13, and I had a joke in my head, but I couldn't pick which of the 150 fucking creeps that were outed the past week to make the joke about.
There were so many!
Oh,
Let's
she's
go.
13? Keep her away from...
I'm spinning the wheel. Austin Theory. Go.
Oh, no. I didn't hear about Austin Theory.
That one is a maybe.
But isn't he also 21?
Yeah, but he was talking to some 13-year-olds on Snapchat.
Oh.
Don't do that.
Nope.
Zoe?
No, they were 13.
Yes.
How do you talk to a 13-year-old and not know that they're 13?
That's also
You know
true.
what, man? You say that, but some people's communication.
But Lee's like, man, I've been talking to some 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
They all told me they were 47. I bought it.
Like, if you talk, I could see it being like, oh, I didn't realize you were 20 because you're dumb and I thought you were a 13-year-old. But I can't see somebody talking to a 13-year-old and be like, this person's probably, mid-20s.
Not
Like,
get
you are. I think you're overselling the communication skills of the average 19 to 20-year-old.
No, but that, I don't know. I think it should go the other way. I think if you're having a conversation with a 19-year-old who is like that, then it would be easy to confuse them for younger.
Ideally, yes. Ideally, you'd be right, but maybe, and just maybe.
I spend a lot of time on TikTok, Lee.
That's true.
A lot of
In that case, you would know better than me. That's a good point.
We need to bring To
You
Catch
do
a
have,
Predator.
your finger on the pulse.
We need to bring To Catch a Predator back on television, not on YouTube where Chris Hansen is hiding, to strike fear into these fucking creeps again.
You really do, man.
To Catch a Predator is back. It's just he hasn't been able to get 15 feet down the street because everywhere he steps, he's like, oh no, Predator. Oh god, another one. Bumping into predators like a bug zapper.
I don't remember why, but I ended up on browsing Cameo the other day. It was interesting to see
The band?
What's their
Word up.
Yeah, you're just scoping out to see what's up with Cameo lately.
Yeah.
Jose, do you not know what Cameo is?
It's a band.
No, Jose, remember that video I got?
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
The Todd McFarlane.
Yeah,
There it
Rob
is.
Liefeld pretending to be Todd McFarlane.
Oh, go.
Yeah, you could pay celebrities to send you video messages.
What?
I don't know why I ended up looking at it, but I was browsing it. It was kind of interesting just to see, one, who's on there, and two, like what the rates are. And some of them you're like, that's really cheap, and some of them are like, slow your roll there, buddy. Like fucking like Vanderbeek, James Vanderbeek, $250 for a cameo. Rob Liefeld, $69.
Nice.
Rob knows his brand.
Yep.
And how is there a time limit on these?
I don't know, maybe. I never bothered to do it,
They're
but
usually
I will
around
end up
like a
doing one
minute.
soon. The reason that I thought of it just now, Chris Hansen on Cameo, $50. $50. Chris Hansen will send you a message, and I think I know what my brother's getting for his birthday.
That's amazing.
So my brother loves Chris Hansen. Doing the Lord's work.
Going with this.
Well, Chris Hansen's a piece of shit, but I love the concept of To Catch a Predator.
All right, what if
Absolutely.
we do To Catch a Predator starring like Tracy Morgan?
Oh,
You gotta catch the predator.
Hey man, how about you come in and have a seat?
No, you do To Catch a Predator with Danny Glover.
that is an exceptional joke. Well done. Well done.
Wow.
That's all I got. What's up, guys?
Danny Glover every time is just confused that it's not an alien.
And Gary Busey's there too.
He's like,
Of
man,
course, Busey's there.
they took a shape.
Danny
Got
Glover's
something
just
on that.
he's got his fists clenched, he's ready to throw, and then he's like, wait, it's just some dude. I don't understand.
J-Pop
Yeah,
in the
but
chat.
read the transcript. He definitely throws anyway.
J-Pop in the chat says MJF charges $500, and you got to think with like Dawson charging $250, he's probably doing 10 of those a day.
Mo money.
Yeah, like
What's her name? Pam from True Blood. $30. Like that one seems a little bit low.
and see, she's probably doing 100 of those a day.
Right. Yeah, so it was really interesting to see like the sort of the spectrum.
I recommend going through a couple of Bret Harts because they're all the same.
Oh, I bet they are.
I bet 90% of these are the same.
Well, when Tom Segura was talking shit about wrestlers and wrestling fans, and he created his Mystic Rick character, he went on Cameo and ordered a bunch of cameos from Bret Hart and Ric Flair and had them talk about how great Mystic Rick was.
Pretty outstanding.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a really good bit.
That cuck Ryan Satin was mad.
Oh
What's up?
man, Ryan Stanton lost his job.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So-
he did? Is he a pest now too?
No, WWE canceled, or they canceled the show he was on.
That's right. The Fox show.
The show that got the CM Punk bump that didn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only show that's relative to new content on ESPN, and they're like, this still isn't gonna work out. Like, there's no other sports. There's no other actual live weekly sports except for wrestling, and they're like, yeah, we got to cancel this wrestling show.
No one gives a shit.
No,
Not only that, but all that shit going out. They're like, before any of our motherfuckers get popped, shut it down.
No, I don't think that had played any role in it. Like they were getting such shit ratings for this show.
I mean, it's just not that interesting.
I've been saying it for years.
Punk still on it?
He wouldn't be on every week, but he would make appearances.
Yeah, he did like a handful, like 6. He was on, I think, last week, and no one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it,
Jose, why wouldn't you want to watch Sports Center for wrestling?
I just don't.
That's a ridiculous format.
After all that shit he talked, he went and did that show for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
He should have showed up
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
If I was in a hotel room with ESPN on in the background, like so often happens, and Sports Center for Wrestling came on, I would find the remote and change it to anything else.
That's fair.
The like in hotel
Yeah.
content channel.
Just the thing that tells me like when the spa is open
Yeah.
and like all that.
Mario Lopez telling you what's available on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Check out this trailer.
Ridiculous. What's up,
Can't think
nice?
of anything worse.
Oh man. So this past week I had my very first colonoscopy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Let me
Did you
take-
bring the video?
No, I didn't. I did at one point joke to a nurse that Mary wanted a DVD, and they were like, "Ha ha ha! We'll put that in the suggestion box." I got to see pictures of my anus though.
Nice.
They're like, no, ha ha ha. How about you email me that? Zip me a file.
So last Monday, I started a low-fiber diet leading up to the colonoscopy, which was no foods with seeds, no, like, raw fibrous veggies, shit like that. It was actually pretty cool, because, like, I could eat, like, white bread and fucking ice cream and eggs and bagels, so it wasn't so bad. But it was Thursday. I had breakfast. I had to finish my breakfast, which was an egg, like, scrambled egg and a bagel with butter. And I had to finish that by 9, and then the rest of the day was an all-liquid diet.
And then you had to shit it all out by 10.
Well, so the liquid diet started out, it's fine. You know, drinking Gatorade, drinking a lot of apple juice. But then at 3 o'clock, I had to take 4 laxative tablets. And then at 6 o'clock, I had to drink a half a bottle of Miralax, which is like a powdered, it's almost like Metamucil, but it's a laxative as well. And I had to mix that with a Gatorade and drink that whole thing at 6 p.m. And then I had to drink the other half at 3 a.m., but no other food after midnight the night before my procedure. I was
Do you really have to wake up at 3 a.m. and down a bottle of Gatorade?
Well,
stay up or did you nap?
I was not getting much sleep anyhow because I was having to get up to shit every half an hour anyhow.
Fair.
So I didn't.
At that point, you're just like, I'm staying awake.
Right. But after the 3 a.m. one, I was able to kind of conk out for a few hours. But throughout that day, I was so hungry. I just wanted to
Yeah,
eat
because
food.
your fucking butt was spitting dust.
Well, it wasn't.
Give me a fucking break.
It wasn't until after 6 where shit started to really get crazy. And it wasn't crazy. It wasn't like painful or I didn't have like bubble guts or anything like that. But when I had to shit, I knew I better get to the bathroom quick. And I not dare let a fart sneak out.
No.
And it
You
got to
learned
the
your
point
lesson.
I would sit down on the toilet and it would come out of me like a fire hose.
Oh.
It like
in there.
I would sit down like we're pretty laissez-faire in this house, so oftentimes we'll go to the bathroom with the door open, and I would sit down on the toilet. Mary would be in the other room, and I would sit down, and it would start shooting out of me, and Mary could hear it in the other room, and she'd go, "Oh," just straight up, just.
Yeah, that's about right.
And that was every hour, half an hour, until it looked like dill pickle juice. After a while, just green with like little flecks in there every so often. It was actually pretty hilarious just having this fire hose come out of my anus. So Friday morning, I'm fucking hungry, shitting water. After a while, my poor little butthole did get a little sore from wiping so much. That was
So puckered.
That was the only real part that I had a problem with.
Put some chapstick on them lips.
Well, they did say to use wet wipes.
Fuck yeah.
To
I've been,
protect your
saying, I've been
anus.
saying that shit for years.
I have to say, with the whole coronavirus thing going on, because, you know, like when I went into the hospital initially, it was right when coronavirus was getting hot. Like that was right before they shut everything down. And because of coronavirus, if you go in for something that's not coronavirus, like shit is quick. Like, pardon the pun, since I did get a colonoscopy, but every time I go into the hospital, it's in and out. Like, you go in, you get checked in, you get your mask, you go and sit in the lobby for I sat in the lobby for maybe 3 minutes total in 2 different trips last week. They bring in fucking my appointment was 8 a.m. Friday, and I was in a fucking hospital gown by 8:20.
That is interesting, but it's like, huh? So you could have been doing this the whole time.
You can do this. Why don't you?
Yeah.
So when you go in, even if you're wearing a mask, they give you a paper mask and make you change it. So just in case your mask is soiled or infected or whatever, just to make sure. And I somehow
bullshit in here.
I somehow managed to wear my mask inside out and upside down. Because it has the little metal strip on it for your nose. And I did not notice that. And it's supposed to be the blue side out, so that's fun.
Nah, he has it just wrapped around his butt. It's like, this is to catch the poop, right?
I did mention to one of the nurses about how a star patient I was when I was in the hospital last time, and everybody was telling me how great I was. So I was, I was fishing for compliments, didn't get any.
All you're doing is setting expectations real high.
Right, exactly. She was having trouble with my IV because, I'm a thick boy, as it says in our intro. So it's kind of hard to find my veins sometimes. So she was poking me and prodding me and finally found a vein, but really close to my wrist. So it was a weird place to have an IV. But soon thereafter, they said, ready to fucking go. They rolled me into the, I guess the exam room, the surgical room, whatever the fuck you would call it.
The theater.
The poop tube room. And everybody's very nice, and there's so many people involved with putting a camera up my butt. I was a little self-conscious.
Well, you gotta figure there's gotta be the Nyes and the Jose and then
Yeah.
the Mahoney.
Right. You need somebody to keep the crowd back.
Yep, and then you get the Lee and the Kelly, and of course you gotta have the Tito.
Oh yeah.
So
Otherwise, what are we even doing here?
I get in there, and they tell me to roll over to my side, and they start putting the Michael Jackson milk into my IV, which is propofol. It's what Michael Jackson's doctor overprescribed for him, and Jose has been raving about it ever since he got some.
Best nap I have
Every
taken.
every person I talked to was like, "Oh my god, it's the best drug ever."
Yeah.
They were so fucking stoked about Michael Jackson milk. So, because of where my IV was, they were having some trouble. They weren't sure if the propofol was going into my IV or not. And they're like, "Do you feel anything? Is it starting to sting like around your IV?" And I'm like, no. And then I was like, okay, now it's starting to feel cold, like someone's holding an ice cube against my wrist. And then the next thing I know, I feel them rooting around in my butt. And I'm like, oh man, I don't think this is working. I'm awake and I'm feeling them going in my butt. And the next thing I hear them say is, "All right, you're done."
Yep.
What?
So them rooting around and me feeling them rooting around in my butt, that was them pulling everything out.
Yeah, I thought it was like he woke up to the puckering sound.
It was like somebody, the opposite of somebody slurping spaghetti.
Just imagine the camera coming out opposite of the way that Noodle Guy Fieri does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
Or imagine the Noodle is the wire and Guy Fieri is the camera.
I will when I go to bed
the
tonight.
camera, like, remember Inner Space? When
Yes.
they shrunk Martin Short. They shrunk Guy Fieri, and he was running the Steadicam in there.
But that was so funny because I was literally like, "Oh no, something went terribly wrong," and they're like, "Nope, you all good, man, all done." So, like, I wasn't awake for any of it. No pain, no discomfort, nothing. But as they're wheeling me out, I say to this room full of people, I just go, "Sorry." And they all start tripping over themselves and be like, "Oh no, you got nothing to be sorry about." And I didn't want to explain, but I said sorry because all these people had to look at my butthole, essentially, and no one should have to do that. I don't even.
It's an interesting thing because, like, yours isn't in the top 100 worst buttholes they've seen.
I don't know, man.
No, I don't. But here's what's you remember that roller coaster simulator where have you guys ever seen that where like you built the track?
Yes.
And then you were
Yeah.
in like
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Well, they had
What?
one at Disney Quest that was actually
Yeah, that
like
was
you
like a
can
city.
get in.
Yeah.
Oh,
You could ride your own roller coaster that you designed.
They got one of those for the guy that's doing the camera. He's just in this fucking little game hub room, and every time the camera turns, that thing turns, and he's just like It probably looks like warp speed, something like Star Wars.
But
The
man,
butthole 4D experience.
they wheel me
It was
back
the
in.
other doctor.
Oh God, no!
He's like, hey, get it, Chewie.
They wheeled me back into the room where Mary was waiting, and boy, I was so chill. Like, I was Jose. You said you were like amped up after Michael Jackson.
Not so much amped. I just felt
Rested.
I felt energized. I felt ready to go because it felt like my body, when it was down, it just recuperated. It just felt like it got so much rest that I woke up and was like, let's fucking do this, Dave.
See, I woke up and I was like, oh man, that felt really good. Let me go back to that. So I kept kind of like trying to nap a little bit because you're supposed to stay on your side for a little bit. But man, I could barely open my eyes. I was still a little sleepy. They brought me some juice. Mary said I was super chill, just drinking my juice.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Just sitting there on the side, sipping some juice.
Well,
Somebody
it was
sketching
after
you in the corner.
It was after they let me lay back on my back where I got to sip my juice. They weren't letting me sip juice on my side. But not long
Well, I'm
thereafter,
gonna picture you sipping juice on your side.
not long thereafter, the doctor came in with pictures of my anus and was like, "So yeah, we found diverticulitis is all over your colon. So there's no reason to cut any of it out because it's all the shit's all perforated."
Ugh.
Yeah,
So,
but like
yay?
they didn't make it seem bad. Like it's just the case. Like it's not going to be a problem all the time, but it might flare up every so often. But at least I know what that feels like now. So if it happens, I could get into the hospital real quick.
But
So
you're also
just
now
you're gonna have poop on your insides.
Right.
well
Well, that's what we're trying to avoid.
feel good because I heard the story of my friend who has a friend who had a hernia so bad his intestine line ripped and some of his intestines dropped into his ball sack.
Oh no!
So they had to go in there and fish his guts out of his nuts.
Oh no!
But
So
even though they saw that there was more than one spot where the diverticulitis was, the doctor said with a straight face, "You are young and healthy."
All right.
And I was like, "That's all I need.
though.
That's all I need to hear, doctor."
No takebacks. You
See-
said it.
I haven't gone to I had to go to the ER after India that one time, but this has been the most I've been to doctors in 20, 30 years, which I've always avoided going to the doctor because their first when they see me, their first instinct is, "Oh, all of your problems are because you're fucking fat." But like I haven't gotten that at all, so pretty cool. Pretty good for the self-esteem.
All your problems are because you're pooping on the inside.
Young and healthy, they said. There was apparently, even though I shat like a fire hose, there was still some quote-unquote vegetable matter in my colon that
What?
was blocking.
You're like, no, sir, that's impossible.
Well, I made the
You're
joke.
like,
I'm afraid that's not true.
I'm very clear in the intro. I'm not getting any vegetables.
I made the joke that it's like it was vegetable matter that they couldn't identify because it was from vegetables that were now extinct. But they had to take a sample of my doo-doo to do a biopsy on it to make sure there's no other shit going on behind that vegetable matter. No cancer, no polyps, nothing. And I should hear about that by the end of the week. But I was drowsy, a little stoned, went home, destroyed a Firehouse sub, and man, like I expected there to be some sort of recovery time or at least some soreness, but I would have never known that there was a camera in my anus.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
Colonoscopies are fine, you guys. Like, I've always heard, years and years, Like, people joke that colonoscopies are like the worst thing, but it was actually kind of dope. I would highly
The only thing
recommend.
I remember being unpleasant about it was just like, they won't let you go. Do you fart all that gas out?
See, I didn't even have to do that. And I was looking
Yeah, they basically
forward.
locked me in a room until I farted out a bunch of air.
Yeah.
It was very.
Maybe when they pulled out the camera, is just
That's what woke him up.
yeah. Also,
he's
or
good,
no,
he's
it was just like the Inception horn.
I was really looking forward to farting in front of a room full of people, but, you know, it happens.
Well, you're here now. Captive audience.
Perform.
I mean, I've already been farting in front of you guys. You just don't even know it. So that's cool. If you're scared to get a colonoscopy, if you're scared to go to the doctor, don't be. It's super cool. And we had already hit our max out of pocket anyhow, so I got them to play with my butthole for free.
Nice.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
Some people pay good money for that.
And then the only other thing I really want to talk about is we opened the show tonight with a clip from the 89 Batman because today is the anniversary of the 89 Batman being released. And this whole week, it was the release of Batman Forever, the release of Batman and Robin. I think Batman Returns was in there somewhere. And a lot of Batman news going on this week. There's the rumor that they're going to use Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who played Thomas Wayne in... Shit, what movie was it? Was it Batman v Superman?
Flash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, sorry.
And he's
I got ahead of the story.
the
Flash
rumor
hasn't come out yet.
the rumor is he's going to play Thomas Wayne Batman in a Flashpoint movie.
No, he's not.
That's not happening.
And then fucking R.I.P. Joel Schumacher. Joel Schumacher ended up dying, who directed those last two awful Batman movies. We talked a little bit about Joel Schumacher's movies in our podcast thread, and one of my favorites, I would say Lost Boys is his best. I really enjoy Falling Down and Time to Kill. Time to Kill because of Sam Jackson saying, "Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell."
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Great line.
But one of the best things that came out of Joel Schumacher dying was this little bit from his Wikipedia about his personal life. Joel Schumacher has been openly gay throughout most of his career. According to Schumacher, this fact has been purposefully reflected as a statement in many of his films, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin.
A little bit.
Schumacher claims that he has had sex with up to 20,000 men.
Can you fucking imagine?
Legend.
The time involved in that would just be exhausting.
yeah.
Yeah, I cannot imagine. Although, he did die at 80.
Yeah, he was in his
So there's
80s.
definitely time to put in the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine spending the time it takes to talk to 20,000 people to the point where you can have sex with
Who
them.
said
Okay,
he
so
talked?
that's
But he's
so. Let's say it's one person a day. That's 54.8 years.
Christ.
So for almost 55 years, he had sex with a different person every day.
Yeah, how do you even find that many people?
That's fucking crazy.
it's Hollywood.
Well, at that
I'm
point,
not
find that
sure
many
I've
people.
met 20,000 people in my life.
to get numbers like that, you're gonna have to double and triple up at some point.
Yeah, there's got to be like crazy orgies in there.
And
Yeah,
J-Pop,
he goes to a party and then they just bone.
J-Pop in the chat said he died in his 80s and also lived through the AIDS crisis. And
That's kind of a big deal, man. You hear guys that age talk about how everyone they knew was dying back then.
Yeah, I do appreciate that the
That's
Wikipedia.
gonna be us someday.
The Wikipedia makes sure to point out he had sex with up to 20,000 men, and after this past week, I appreciate that. 20,000 men, not men and boys.
Right.
Especially since
Yeah, no shit.
since
With all-
wasn't did he do no he didn't was Kevin Spacey was in A Time to Kill, I think. That I was confusing Joel Schumacher and Bryan Singer there for a second,
Oh, right.
thinking
Oh,
that,
yeah,
thinking
that's,
that they were bros.
Yikes.
God. He made movies some of his movies are so good, it's impossible to think that's the guy that made those Batman movies. It's so crazy.
Like, I get how those Batman movies happened now, because he probably didn't look at the other two movies. He knew the old 60s show, and that's what he made. And he was like, I'm going to make it gay as fuck. Watch me.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because like that's and Batman Forever is a watchable flick. It's not good, but it's at least watchable. And it's just a big budget version of Batman 66.
Yeah, he did exactly what he set his out to do. That's not what people wanted.
No, we've had this discussion.
He executed a vision, that's for damn sure.
I will agree that he had a vision. And I will agree that Batman and Robin is the worst movie, but going from Batman Returns to Batman Forever was whiplash. Because they're clearly not the same movie universe.
No. And it doesn't even feel like the same director.
Oh, well, it's not.
No.
And I retweeted someone this week, and I had to agree with it. No matter what I think about those Schumacher Batman movies, we would not be where we are today without those Schumacher Batman movies, because we had to burn it all down before we could rise again from the ashes. Without the Schumacher Batman movies, there was no Nolan Batman movies. There's no MCU, none of that.
I don't know. I think we would have got there.
I mean, eventually, sure. And that's it for me.
Batman and Robin, man. That shit broke me as a child.
And
it was so sad.
Like I said, Batman Forever was one of the first movies I remember being actively disappointed in. And like, what year did that come out? 95? 94? So I was
Batman Forever was 95.
Yeah, so I was 14.
Batman and Robin was 97.
I was 14 when Batman Forever came out, and I was acting like I was a movie critic at that time. I was like, you know what? And I did like what I said in our podcast thread about how Joel Schumacher characterized Two-Face and Riddler as Joker and also Joker.
Yep.
Kinda. Yeah, pretty much. But
All
also
right.
got that peak Jim Carrey action. Like, it's not good, but like that was the first Batman movie I showed my daughter when she was getting old enough to watch, non-kiddie movies, because it's like the kiddiest Batman movie. Like, you can't show a kid Batman Begins and have him give a fuck.
Oh yeah. They're gonna be
Like,
super bored with Batman Begins.
Yeah,
They're a
she
kid.
like goofy shit up though. She's like, yeah, this is fun. I'm like, yeah, there you go.
Hell, I was super bored with Batman Begins.
You hush.
Nuts. What you got, Jose?
Let's keep on topic of Spacey.
Oh, no.
Saw Baby Driver. Did I talk about this last week? No, this is since last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saw Baby Driver.
First time seeing Baby Driver.
First time seeing Baby Driver, because it came out while we were shooting, or they were doing the big press when we were doing our last Awesome Con, because they had a huge Baby Driver panel.
That's
Edgar
right.
Wright was there.
That's right.
But then the stuff around Kevin Spacey started coming out, and that kind of soured the opening of the movie.
Well, no. That all came out.
Was that after?
The Spacey stuff came out after Baby Driver came out. You just had it just happened to be one of those movies that came out when you didn't have time to see a lot of movies, so it just passed you by.
Okay. Yes. Corridor.
But then the Kevin Spacey thing happened, so it got even further put back on the back burner.
Right. So finally got to watch it.
Baby Driver is really good.
Great.
It's a good movie.
Amazing. That
Like-
scene, the coffee where he's getting the coffee and the words to the song are hidden throughout the scene in graffiti or store names or fucking some of the bus that drives by, or a billboard that he's behind him. The scene's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, the editing is outstanding. It's
Yeah.
so good.
And then this is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright needs to get a new casting director because shit just ain't coming out. So that sucks.
Yeah.
But-
So, in case you didn't hear the news, Baby from Baby Driver, Ansel Elgort, tries to fuck babies. So,
Can we talk about how fucked it is that in that movie, Kevin Spacey is the like almost father figure?
yeah.
The responsible one.
Yeah, that teaches Baby how to.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Art, mimicking life.
Yeah.
mimicking art.
yeah,
Whoa.
Well, that's uncomfortable.
yeah.
Gross.
Yep.
I just remember when the allegations about Spacey came out, Bernthal was like, "Oh yeah, on the set of Baby Driver, I fucking hated that guy. He was a bully. I never saw any of this, but I knew he was a piece of shit." I wonder if he thought the same about Baby.
I want to give him a spinoff.
Oh, of his character in Baby Driver?
Yeah, because he's like, peace. If you never see
Yeah.
me again, I'm dead. And then you fucking never see him again.
That movie came on, I think, TNT. I caught it at like 10:30 a few months ago. And it was already like a half hour into it, and I turned it on, and I was like, "Oh, I'll watch this for a little bit." And then 3 hours later, I finished watching Baby Driver with commercials.
God damn.
That's how good it is.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
You gotta separate the art from the artist.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So that was pretty
Very
cool.
important.
And then kind of spoiled.
Yeah.
But-
I think Jose caused it.
Yeah, no shit. Like
Go, Jose.
nobody heard anything about this guy in forever. And then
Jose
I watched
tweeted
Baby
it.
Driver.
Yeah, you tweeted it out. And they were like, "Hey, what is that guy up to, anyways?"
Oh
All right, Jose, you're not allowed to watch any more movies.
no, Deadpool 2's next. Watch out.
No.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Not Ryan Reynolds.
Hey. Better be clean, motherfucker. you better check them tweets. He erased them DMs, fucking double trash them photos. I don't know, whatever the fuck you gotta do. Or
How
just
about-
be clean.
Yeah,
That'd be
just
cool.
don't be a
Yeah,
creep.
let's go with be clean rather than you better cover your tracks.
We
Yeah.
did not endorse covering track. Well,
No,
okay.
we don't endorse
yeah, but we
being
can't
anything
blanket
other
that.
than clean.
Depends on what tracks you cover.
Don't cover tracks.
I'm
It
so
depends on
happy.
what tracks they are.
I'm so
I
happy.
can't blanket say don't cover tracks because then you might
God
give me a
damn it, Jose.
situation.
Yeah,
Then
don't say it.
I'm not talking about in that lane. I'm saying in a different lane.
No, you're right. Like, who amongst us hasn't had to cover some tracks at some point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like I'm not completely blanket disregarding cover tracks because I gotta cover some tracks.
I respect you all too much to tell you that I've never covered a track.
I'm just saying there's certain tracks that should not be covered.
There's too many kitty fiddlers out there to be talking about covering your tracks these days.
Yeah, but that's not the lane I'm talking.
Yeah, that's a bad track.
No,
You shouldn't
no,
even-
that
tracks
lane
whatsoever.
should uncover all the tracks. We coming for you, priests.
Jose
my God.
really wants us to take down the priests after we take down
I'm just
racists.
saying, man, it's fucked up, dude.
Yeah,
because
it is
people
fucked
go
up.
to them for reasons of getting better, not fucking getting turned out into a shithead
Mhm.
or crazy shit's going on in your head because somebody did something to you too young.
All this week, I don't know if you guys have been having this same like moments of crisis when you're seeing creeps being outed and you have that moment of like, oh fuck, what have I done in the past, or like what could incriminate me, and I just think back to the only person I've ever sent a dick pic to later became my wife.
Remember that time I gave you the look in a certain
Yes.
hotel
Yes.
lobby?
Oh, I've been thinking about her a lot when it comes to all of this. Because
Good thing, huh? Good thing.
good thing overall. Like
Neo over here, fucking backbender.
when I think back to like, I've done some fucked up things and been an asshole in the past. But when I think back to stuff like that, I think back to me driving her back to her place or whatever, not making any sort of moves, got out of the car, bye. No worries. And then I also remember somebody dropping her on our hotel floor, completely shit-faced and passed out, and then telling us all in the room, don't rape this. And guess what? We didn't.
You did it. You passed
It's not
the
that
test.
hard. It's not that hard.
It's
Just
not.
don't do it.
You completed the side quest. Now you've unlocked the special weapon.
Like, I'm gonna go so far and to say, wouldn't have had you not said anything.
I should have just been like, under the covers, I should have just been like, damn.
I'm like, look,
And
I'm
then
not gonna
that's
do
the
it,
one that comes back.
You put it,
but I'm not gonna not do it because you said not do it. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna not do it.
you
If
put
you're
a
not
spell of
fucking boss
protection
me.
on her. I can't rape her now.
Aw,
Don't
you are
put
not
that
my
in.
supervisor, but I'm still not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't be fucking weird, you guys. Like, come on, just fucking be better.
Like, sex is fine. But like,
Here we go.
I am not looking to ruin my life over some sex.
No,
A lot of our listeners haven't been here long enough to hear you back in the day talk about how you dread sex.
At one point in my life, I did dread sex because I had a lot of hang-ups. I had a lot of insecurities about it. You know?
Yeah.
But Mahoney's got the whole spreadsheet with every time you talked about that.
I do.
just be cool, man. That's all you gotta do in this world. Just fucking be cool to each other.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Imagine someone just came into your hotel room and dropped the entire population of Earth on your hotel room floor and told you, don't rape this.
I was wondering where that was going.
There, we get you the blanket statement. There
Yeah.
you go. It's on you now, world.
Yeah.
What's up, Kelly?
Not much. Just wrestling's on fire.
It really is. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Mahoney
of-
has really been enjoying this.
This is like all of you went outside in the snow and individually everyone turned around and was like, I am cold. I know. I told you to put a jacket on.
Yeah, a lot of people being outed for doing bad things.
Yes. And thankfully, a handful of people getting completely removed from the community.
Yep.
Fuck you, Dave Chris,
Joey
you
Ryan,
piece of shit.
bye-bye.
Oof.
Joey Ryan is real disappointing because Mary loved Joey Ryan. Mary,
He's one of those guys where you were hoping the gimmick was just not him.
right?
It's so
And that
absurd. It
every-
can't be true. Yeah.
It's so, and looking back, it's all just so sinister now.
right,
Yeah.
right. So
You
he
were
was able to
hoping that
get.
it was a gimmick everybody was in on the joke about, but
Yeah.
apparently it was not that way.
Imagine how many wrestlers, male and female, he got to touch his dick in the middle of the ring, and he's getting his rocks off about it.
Not just wrestlers, fans.
Yeah, he did that. What was it? Was it at All In or was it at like WrestleCon where he did?
I think it was WrestleCon.
He did a photo op where you could touch his dick.
Well, he came out with that fucking popsicle,
Yeah,
pulled it
no,
out
it
of
was
his crotch,
blow
and then
pop.
put it in somebody's mouth.
Blow pop.
Yeah, he at All In, the biggest independent wrestling show of all time. There was a bunch of druids of
Penis
his
druids.
dick.
Yeah, that puts a little bit of a black mark on All In. And
He threw a literal party for his dick.
It's so shocking to me that this guy turned out to be a jerk.
Not just a jerk.
A sex
serial, not just a sex pest, a serial rapist.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, see, I'm not following it enough to know which one of these guys is the real bad ones and which one are just the kind
No,
of.
this is
That's
the
actually an
real
interesting
bad
point
one.
because that's an interesting point because over the last week they were just people just throwing it all out there, like every transgression, everything, and like someone just published like a massive list full of names and no context, and they're like abusers are abusers, and I'm like, no, they're not. Like there are definitely degrees, and like shitty behavior is fine, but it's like, oh man, this guy once like hit on a girl one time too many. She said not to, and he hit on her one more time. That's gross. Shouldn't do that. You don't put that guy on the same list as serial rapist Joey Ryan, allegedly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, the lists are wildly irresponsible.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
I mean, the lists that matter right now are Joey Ryan's done, Dave Chris is done, David Starr is done. Sammy apologized, and he's currently suspended, but glad that all kind of worked itself out. That he didn't end up.
Sammy's one too. Like he didn't actually do anything.
Right.
Like it was bad behavior. It was gross. Shouldn't have done it. But he didn't actually do anything.
Yeah, it was just it, and he was punished because AEW needs to set a precedent.
Yes,
Sure.
100%.
That sort of behavior is not tolerated.
But again, you can't put him on the same list as some of these fucking legit ass monsters. you
Yeah.
know? Like
Jimmy
it's not the
Havoc's
same
done.
thing. You think?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jimmy Havoc, like actual rapist Jimmy Havoc is done.
Oh, I did not see that. I got that far.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I
he's.
didn't-
But here's
Yeah, I
the
thought it
thing:
was-
he's a horrible alcoholic, so he doesn't remember any of this shit. But it's basically like if someone went to him and he'd be like, "Yeah, probably."
But I like that AEW said, okay, he's suspended indefinitely. We're sending him to rehab. Once
Yes.
he's done with rehab, we're going to reevaluate things.
Because he desperately needs help.
I like that
he's
better
a
than just
high-functioning
abandoning him.
alcoholic at best.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I
Yeah,
like it
no,
better
he's
than
been-
just abandoning him. As far
Yeah,
as
he probably would have killed himself.
this is kind of AEW's first foray into having to deal with a scandal like this. So
yeah.
I like the way that they're handling things, but they got to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I am very glad they're sending Jimmy Havoc to get help because he sounds like someone with a very troubled past.
Yikes.
But yeah, it's
And
getting bad, but hey, it's got to get bad before it gets good.
yeah,
Yeah, gotta get rid of the fucking creeps, man.
get
Yep.
rid of all of them.
Skrull's probably done.
Creeps, the bleeps, the beeps.
The sweeps. I
I
mean,
I think it's important to keep in mind that there is absolutely a scale on these things.
Sure.
Yeah.
The jammed humanity.
but once you get to a certain point on that scale, no apologies.
You're
gonna matter.
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. There's a spot where it's over for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like
And did you see that Marty Skrull's apology was partially copied from Kobe Bryant's apology?
Oh,
Oh,
no!
Same lawyer.
I mean, the apology was already pretty terrible
Oh yeah.
because it just skirts all responsibility.
Well, he blamed British wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. He just and he was like, "And don't worry, it was legal to do it."
Oi! Mad Kurt coming in.
Yeah.
You're a real cunt, isn't it?
Remember just a week ago when Mad Kurt said "Okay, Boomer" and it was very funny, and we had a laugh about it, and then we were probably collectively like, "Well, I won't think about British wrestling again for who knows how long." Jack Gallagher is done from WWE,
Yeah, apparently straight up rapist.
and apparently he just flat out like they asked him, "Hey, did you do this?" and he was like, "Yup," and they fired him. Which, hey, I mean, at least he didn't try and like play the lawyer card and stuff.
Yeah.
So
gross.
Like, I forget what the setting was, but like it sounded like training or practice or something. He put somebody in a chokehold, and they're like, I can't breathe. And he whispered in their ear, "That's the point."
Yeah, he sounds like just a psychopath.
Real psycho.
Ew. See? time and a place, right? There's a time and a place for everything, including choking a motherfucker out. That's gross.
Yeah.
Yikes! Yikes!
None
That
of
was
those
big.
none of those nice Japanese boys are getting canceled this week. That's for sure.
Not yet. Nothing's come out so far. I mean, you know, it's
early.
every now and then stuff happens. Like, I think a year or two ago, Joji Otani from Heat Up got canceled for diddling kids, but it's few and far between over there. Most of their stuff is just like marital infidelity.
Sounds downright tame by comparison.
Yeah. But so Big Japan ran a show and they did their first big light tube match of the no fans era. And it was between Toshiyuki Sakuda, Abdullah Kobayashi, and Yuki Ishikawa.
Can you fucking imagine doing this for no fans?
567 light tubes. And I had Knives pull up the video. I've queued it up to the point where I think the cloud gets its biggest. So
Hold on a second. Jose, can you read the title of this YouTube video?
Toshiyuku. Oh no, it went away because every time I talk, it goes and.
You
Oh.
gotta click on Nice, and then it'll stay.
Okay. Toshiyuku Sakuda versus Abdullah Kobayashi versus Yuki Ishikawa.
Not so bad.
BWW.
Pretty good.
But you
You did it.
All right, so we ready to watch this?
Yep. So they're just grabbing bundles of tubes
God.
That guy looks like an Abdullah.
and just fucking letting them fly.
Just chucking handfuls of light tubes at each other.
Just having a good old-fashioned light tube fight. And there's the poor referee in there.
They're throwing handfuls of light tubes at each other, and the light tubes are just hitting in the middle and exploding. Like, they're not hitting each other.
Yeah. And just the cloud.
Oh my god.
Like, I wonder if there's been any studies done to see what light tube dust does to COVID.
You
I'm
know?
sure it's fine.
It might kill it. Who knows?
I mean, it's definitely not going to make it any worse.
Yeah, maybe we should all just start hitting each other with tubes. Yeah, this is the portion of the
Oh
match
my
where
God.
the cloud is at its biggest.
God damn.
Oh, it looks like the mist.
Yeah.
It's so thick.
Looks like Scarface's lungs.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, so
Wait,
this,
what are those auxiliary light tubes on what appears to be a balcony? How do they get to those? Are they just there for show? Or are
oh,
they
no,
fighting up
they
there?
climb up there by the end of the match.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, there's, like I said on Twitter, I can't imagine cleaning up this mess after the match because there's light tubes everywhere. Like, fucking just everywhere. Like, where do you even start cleaning up the broken glass of 567 light tubes?
Just a fucking
How many
leaf,
matches were supposed to go after this one?
This is the main event, thankfully.
just a leaf blower, just blowing fluorescent light tube shards everywhere.
Yeah. Like, Knives, if you could skip to the end, I think it's about the 22 or 21:20 mark.
Jesus.
Yeah. So once this is the match, the ring mat once it's over, and I want you to pay attention to the guy with the blue hair and the shorts, his arm. It's going to be coming up soon. Yeah, him. So he's looking at it now, and it's just spraying. It's just spraying.
Jesus. Don't. No. Why not?
Oh, disclaimer. Disclaimer.
What's the matter with these people?
Holy shit.
Ooh. Oh, no. No.
Oh, no.
Demonetized.
I wasn't even watching. Like I was looking at my phone, and then I glanced back up to be like, oh, I wonder what we're doing. And it's just a dude drinking his own blood. Like, I hate wrestling so much.
The Fly 2, when they go, it's all about the kid, the son of Jeff Goldblum. He's in the lab, and they go to take his blood, and the needle breaks in his arm, and that happens. That shot is why I fucking am needles freak the fuck out of me.
Same.
To this day, was watching The Fly 2 as a kid and seeing that. So every time they go to do the goddamn needle, all I see is it breaking, spurting in her face. I pass out, just fucking blood everywhere.
Oh my God.
And meanwhile, she's like, okay, just hold still. I'm fucking sweating my dick off.
You
Well,
gotta
now just
That fucking guy. That guy's a champion.
yeah.
Holy
Now just
shit.
think of that guy. If it starts spurting blood, just spray it in your mouth and give everyone the finger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Jose,
actually end up doing that.
you have a
Get put on the
tattoo,
list.
Jose.
The who?
You have a tattoo.
Yeah, but that was not a needle going in to draw blood. The point of needles going in to draw blood, that's what freaks me out.
That was a needle going in to
see
draw a picture.
the needle going in my body, in my vein, missing my vein, blowing my vein exploding, the blood running through my body, my hands swelling from all the blood. Like that's what I'm seeing in my head
Oh my God.
as they're like just getting ready to do their job.
When my
I'm
nurse
over here worrying for my life.
when my nurse was having a hard time finding a vein, at one point she had my arm in her lap, and then she's like, "Oh, I got some of your blood on my pants." I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh God.
Didn't mean to bleed on your pants."
Well, thank you for sharing, Kelly. That was truly horrific.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
welcome.
That was great.
I'm glad I could give you
Yeah.
something fun.
He dropped that on Facebook as we were in the middle of the show, so I did not have a chance to
Nope, you didn't.
to take a look at that first, to screen
Ridiculous.
it for content.
Aha! I didn't plan it that way, but I'm glad it worked out well for me.
At least you weren't like Jose last week, who was like, "You still got that clip of Master Chief dancing?"
Well, I didn't know if like you had it in a desktop or whatever. Just chilling.
Oh
I
God.
mean, it was only the week before.
No, it was like 5 weeks before.
What's up, Mahoney?
Oh my God. Well, I don't have anything nearly as interesting as everybody in my fandom being outed as sex pests or dudes
No, you
drinking their own
do.
blood.
You got Warren Ellis.
Warren Ellis doesn't count in my world.
Yeah,
I'm
Mahoney.
not some Warren Ellis fan.
Yeah, Mahoney doesn't consider comic books his fandom anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
Nobody on the 6-month $25 trial of stars has been outed as a sex pest.
You remember when we used to do news segments, and every week it was a new sex pest in comic books?
Yeah.
It was
And-
a lot of that for a
And then
while.
this week they were like, "Hey, there's another 300 of them."
Yep.
Yeah. It's really weird how like comic books they're everywhere, wrestling they're everywhere, filmmaking they're everywhere, video games it's almost like it's kind of just guys, no matter where they
Where
are,
guys
no matter
are.
what the
Guys
fandom is.
with even like the smallest modicum of like fame or success or power. Like, 'cause it's like that's what I kind of
Yeah.
come back to is that wrestlers are famous, but like they're only famous to people who like know wrestling. Like no one like at the fucking bank knows who Marty Skrull is, right?
No.
But he was able to find someone in his very narrow lane to be like, yeah, I'm a fucking prion these people. Like
Yeah.
it's so fucking gross.
Like stand-up comics, it's everywhere, and it's strange because you see people be like, "Oh yeah, well, those fans are gross," and it's like, no, it appears to just be men in general.
It does seem to
we're
be,
just
yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter what it is. We just seem to be awful
Cameron
everywhere.
Stewart, writer of such comics as Batgirl, is a fucking creep. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
They really held that Batgirl comic up as a feminist icon for a long while there.
That
It
didn't work
sure
out.
Did. It's almost as if that was by design. Ugh.
That didn't work out at all.
Yikes.
So when I'm not thanking my lucky stars that I'm not surrounded by sex pests, I'm watching TikToks.
That's right. Come on,
Tick
man.
tock, motherfucker.
I feel like there's a real good chance that out of every TikTok segment, one of them gets canceled every week.
Maybe. So far, it's only happened that one time with the trash bag from Jersey who was outed as a white supremacist.
Well, out of this week, I hope it's this number 6 guy that gets canceled.
Okay, this one. This guy has some. If you're listening to audio, he's got a picture up. It's a block game. It's a puzzle, and he can move these pieces.
_puzzle guy.
He moves these pieces into the puzzle. I'm putting this TikTok on this list because I need assistance. I cannot solve this puzzle. Someone, please solve this puzzle for me.
This is the block game 2, and what you gotta do is fit these 4 pieces into this shape, like this.
See, moves it in. It's fine. Moves that one. Cool. Moves that one.
I'm missing this piece. Can you guys
That doesn't
figure it
work.
out?
Doesn't work.
Motherfucker.
I have tried this 25 times. I cannot get it to work.
So he just gave
Wait a
you
minute.
a broken puzzle.
Wait, no.
I watched this and I'm like, motherfucker, you're the puzzle guy. Don't tell me.
Wait a goddamn minute. No.
I'm so mad about this.
Don't put 3 pieces in and then be like, well, I don't know.
What the fuck?
I can't get it to do it. I cannot get it to do it. I don't think it works. I don't think it works. And in the
No.
comments, everybody's like, I'm not sure this works. And the dude's just like, yeah, it does.
This is
like-
bad content.
Oh, fuck this guy.
So if somebody could please figure out how to fit these pieces in this puzzle and tell me, I would greatly appreciate
I
that.
would put this guy on the same fucking list as Joey Ryan.
Yeah.
What a piece of
Terrible.
shit this guy is.
It's terrible, and I need to know the answer, and he's never going to tell us. I honestly don't think it even works. I think this entire account is designed just for this one post where he can drive somebody like me insane.
I'm going to have to print this out.
I took a screenshot and I've been drawing on it in Instagram. Like I've been drawing the shit. I can't get it to work. I'm not sure you can.
then
Unless you can overlap. Like
No.
it looks like it should all fit, but if you can overlap the pieces,
Wait,
it works. But if you can overlap the pieces, why wouldn't you just stack them all in the center?
Play it
and be
again.
like,
Play it again.
voila.
Play it again.
Play it again.
Yeah.
This is the block game 2, and what you gotta do is fit these 4 pieces into this shape, like this.
Okay. Here's why I think this is bullshit. Okay, you watch the. Okay.
I'm missing
never
this
mind.
piece. Can you guys figure it
I'd
out?
say there's more empty squares than there are pieces, but there's not.
No, there's not.
No, yeah. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I like how he's just like, piece doesn't fit. Can you figure it out? Thanks.
Well, I mean that's the point. It's a puzzle. It's a thing for you to solve. That's a genre.
He
of
can't
TikTok
show you
videos.
how to solve it and go, now solve it.
Right. So
He's just
normally,
showing you how to do it.
exactly, and normally in the comments there would be the answer, but this dude has not provided the answer, and I don't think there is one.
I hate him.
It's awful. So this next one, I was so very excited because Todd Crisley is on TikTok now.
No.
yeah.
Grayson Chrisley is on TikTok.
Well, but it's all just videos of Todd, so it doesn't really matter. So Todd Crisley is here. Watch what he does for this video. It's wonderful.
Fresh off that IRS trip, huh?
Swimming in a pool with his daughter. She yells she's drowning. He swims over, shoves her under the water, and keeps right on going.
No. Did you say that's his young daughter?
Is it not?
No, that's his granddaughter, his black
Oh.
granddaughter.
Okay. Well, she screams, "I'm drowning, Daddy!"
Yeah.
And then he swims over. So I don't know anything about the Grizzlies
You should.
other than the memes.
I don't like this one because, first of
He
all,
drowned her.
don't perpetuate the stereotype that black people can't swim. Second of all,
Well, she's a child.
he
She's
said-
too young to swim.
he said, Grayson, pull up your TikTok. Let's try and get your niece to pretend that she's drowning so I could save her in the pool on TikTok, and then maybe all this insider trading money stuff will go away.
Just pushes her right under. Doesn't even slow down. So Nice didn't like that one, but that's okay because this next one, this one is for you, Nice.
Oh, I love it.
Next time you call me talented, put multi in front of it. Whack ass hoe. My way on the highway.
Of course, Lizzo. And here's her flute. And here's some other kind of flute.
It's like a fucking ocarina.
Now, here's something you may not have noticed. Something that you may not have noticed. She starts the video out. She's walking and she's looking down into the camera like she's holding it one hand. She plays the flute with only the other hand. She picks up that ocarina, plays that with two hands, but keeps right on walking and looking into the phone.
Oh my god! And
What?
she sings "My Way" by Limp Bizkit.
Next time you call me talented, put multi in front of it. Whack ass hoe. My way on the highway.
See, one hand, but now two hands. What the fuck?
She's got something around her neck,
Yeah, it's on her neck.
Camera.
like a
All
mount.
right, all
Yeah.
It's like the scene from Requiem for a Dream where they take off running.
Okay. Well, who just has a random thing to hold your camera in front of your face laying around
Chick
their
who
house?
says multi-talented and then plays the ocarina.
Oh my god.
I love it. It made me cackle, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy Lizzo's back, you guys.
Yeah.
We need Lizzo in a time like this.
She's wholesome. She's good content.
My
Never
thick,
fails.
my
She's
thick queen.
multi-wholesome.
Love her.
This next one. I don't know if you guys know this, but TikTok has branched out, and it's all the way in, I think, Nigeria? I think this one's from Nigeria?
Do you see them, eh? They're about 5'2". Tell me how they can walk faster than me when I'm more than half a foot taller than them. Must change my gears and put my legs in hyperdrive. Passing them. I'm second to no one. Never lost to anyone. Speed walk. Speed walk master.
I love that one
Second
so
to
much.
no one.
That guy is fantastic.
He's amazing.
Black excellence.
Oh
I'm
my
second
God.
to no one as he just power walks right by these women.
Kick my legs into high gear.
My favorite part is that he walks up behind him and he's like, "Look at them! They're 5'2", like so precise. Not 5 feet, 5'2".
I cannot
Second
walk
to
these
no
some
one.
bitches. Watch me go.
It's amazing. That's one of my favorite talks I've ever.
All right, I like that one.
You're gonna like this next one, Lee, and you know why? Because it's a new trend, Lee.
I hate it already.
It's a new trend, and you get your brother and your sister, or your two brothers or two sisters, whatever. You find yourself a sibling. You sing a song about how you're siblings.
Siblings, 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 siblings. This is my sister. This is my brother. We are siblings and we care for each other. Everything we own, we always share. Because we are siblings and we have the same hair.
Oh no!
So, Jose, explain to people listening on audio what happened at the end there.
They fucking just started smooching. Just straight locking lips and going to town.
Mahoney, why did you tell me this one was for Jose?
Because I knew he would love it.
Well, it clearly was.
And he did. I know.
That was pretty
I
fun.
saw this and I said, Jose's reaction's going to be great.
One more time.
Siblings, 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 siblings. This is my sister. This is my brother. We
not where I
are
thought it was
siblings
gonna
and we
go.
care for each other. Everything we
Not
own,
at all.
we always share. Because we are siblings and we have the same hair.
Oh, no.
Like, it's safe. It is safe to assume that they're not related.
Right.
You
But they
hope.
sure do like they're related.
Yeah, they do.
They fucking committed to that bit.
Well, fucking
Yeah.
white people, man.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Eurotrip.
Okay, those were back to back solid.
Yeah. Well, this next one is the best one you've ever seen. You know why? Because I made it.
Everybody make some TikTok.
All right, Mahoney, can you explain the behind the scenes of this talk, please?
Oh, exactly. So here, this is Lee, the fearless leader Lee, just taking a work call, making the jerk off motion, not in the nice way. And you copy that video clip over a couple of times, import them all in a row, and you set it to some EDM. Everybody make some TikTok with a nice 9-grid. Like Salvador Dali looking thing at the end, and you're great. It's wonderful.
How long does it take, Tony? How long did you spend on this fucking thing?
Like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Everybody make some TikTok.
Just 9 frames of Lee jerking it. It's great. I love it. It's my favorite one.
You're a TikTok now, Lee.
Now, Lee, you're a blue boy.
I'm a blue boy. Here we go.
Wonderful.
Bink, boom, binky, boom. Bink, bink, boom, boom, binky, boom.
Let's put our legs into high gear and get to that break.
Let's do it.
Mahoney, I keep
Second
trying to
to
solve
no
this puzzle, and it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. I've been trying to solve that puzzle for 3 days. It doesn't work.
this thing doesn't work.
I've like flipped pieces like upside down. Like there's turning pieces obviously, but I've like flipped them. I can't get it to work. I do not believe that it's possible.
It doesn't work.
But it's supposed to
I'm very interested, and I plead with all of you listening, solve this puzzle and tell me how to do it.
All right, we got this week for Classic Knives before Mahoney loses his mind.
From Popcast 87 from January 2015, it is Mahoney airing some grievances and then explaining how you could be followed on Twitter by Mahoney.
Oh my god.
Enjoy this. Back in a minute.
And now, a curated selection from deep within the Popcast Network archives. We proudly present this Popcast Classic.
The other grievance I'd like to file this week is Kerouac gym selfies. I'd like that to stop.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
I'd like that to
Why
stop.
is that a thing?
Who's
He's back on the market, bro.
No.
God.
Oh. We summoned it.
It's so loud.
This is an official activation from the emergency Popcast system. Warning to
Tell
all
me, Trent.
female members of the population. Kerouac is single again. We repeat, Kerouac is single again. This is not a test. Remember when he picked up that girl from Walmart? Remember when he met up with a woman while her husband waited in the car?
Remember when he kept
Be
taking
advised.
gym selfies?
Facebook is no longer safe. Refrain from posting any selfies or bikini pics at the risk of receiving unwanted comments from Jason Kerouac. Twitter is your only social media refuge for the duration of this emergency. This is not a test. This message has been paid for by the Single Kerouac is a Menace Committee.
We won't play the whole thing.
Has Kerouac discovered Instagram yet?
Oh God, I hope not. Well, I mean, I don't go on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm
so
not
he
on
can
there,
discover
so-
that all he wants.
Kerouac
Kerouac,
did discover Tinder.
No, he used Tinder and he said he didn't like it because he couldn't filter out the women.
I just wanted to tell her what a lovely cosplay.
No, that's what Tinder is. It's exactly filtering out the women. Is that he was mad that he couldn't spit his hot game on anybody.
Yeah, exactly. He was disappointed because there was no swipe rights on him, so he could never email anybody. He could only wait anxiously for them to find him. Because he believed in his complaint that the only reason none of these ladies were available for him to email was because they simply had not seen him yet. And if only they had seen him, then of course they would have swiped right and they would be a love connection.
Tinder is the worst.
What a lovely tea party.
It's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
So yeah, this week I've had to put up with the return of PCW, and the return of Kerouac gym selfies.
And your daughter has molars coming in.
She has molars.
That's fun.
You know what? That's the best part of the week. Molar any day.
That's the bright,
over
shining
a
light.
podcast. Yeah.
That's a fun time. Been there, done that.
Mahoney, do you follow the PCW Twitter account?
I do not.
Oh, I was about to start posting Kerouac pictures on there. Yeah.
Go right ahead. That'll do wonders for your listening audience. I only follow like 18 people, and PCW is not one of them.
Okay.
I'm one of them.
Apparently, it's a big deal because I only follow 18 people. There are people who are very upset about that, and
really?
I guess thanks. I don't know. If you want me to follow you on Twitter, there are very few ground rules. Number one, don't post the same shit that you post on Facebook, because I'm not going to read your same update 2 times. So if you auto post everything to the same place, I'm not going to deal with that unless you leave, and I'll make an exception.
I have a bone to pick with Jeffro, who tweets a joke on Sunday night and then Facebooks it on Monday morning.
Yeah, we've discussed that. Apparently, that's some sort of demographic study that comedians need to do to figure out where their audience is.
Wow.
And he compares, when I tweet it at this time on this day, I get X number of favorites and retweets, and when I Facebook it at this time on this other day, I get X number of likes.
That's oddly scientific.
I'm willing to let that slide because that seems to have a purpose. It's the auto posts that I don't like. Like when you log into one thing and you're like, I just had a great omelet. Send this forth to all of my accounts. all the people in the lands of my omelet. Time for that.
I ain't got time for your fucking omelets.
And I don't follow you if you never post anything. I'm not going to follow somebody whose last post was 3 months ago.
That's a waste of a follow.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm not going to support that. If you don't use your Twitter enough, I'm not following you. And also, if you suck at life, I'm not going to follow you. So if you want to know why I don't follow you, just narrow it down into one of those 3 categories.
To like,
figure that
wait,
shit out.
I don't have my stuff linked, and I post all the time, and I post good. Oh, I just suck at life.
Join us again next week for yet another Popcast Classic.
That could never air today.
It shouldn't have aired then.
No.
Oh my god.
It was a simpler time.
Remember when you didn't use Instagram?
Yeah, right?
You're like, Instagram.
That definitely stood out to me, where I was like, I'm not on Instagram. Now I love Instagram. Also, update, I'm up to 16 followers now. I follow 16 people on Twitter. And fun story about that Popcast Classic. I'm pretty sure it was right after that Matt, who we all know and love, sent me a tweet and was like, what do I got to do to get you to follow me on Twitter? And I responded with something that I still remember, because I was like, all you post is pictures of wrestling action figures. Why would I follow you on Twitter? And he responded with, ouch. And I was like, oh, I feel bad now. But I still didn't follow him. So
Hey, look, man, if you can't stand the answer, don't ask the question.
yeah.
Solid follow list you got there.
I do have a solid follow
At the
list.
one point where you were like, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I thought you had came back for a second. And I was like, oh, wait, no.
Oh, man. Mahoney does not follow Jose on Twitter.
No, because he doesn't use it.
He doesn't.
What's a Twitter?
You don't tweet. I'm not going to follow you if you don't tweet.
gotta
I just went
tout.
over that. I got 16 followers, and I had 15, but I just followed Eli, because Eli has been on fire recently.
Eli's killing it.
Eli is good at Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, this whole situation has really brought out the talent in him, I believe.
I'll tweet at you when I'm ready to make my comeback.
First, Jose tweet back, and he gets himself canceled.
I will happily make you number 17, Jose. Just let me know.
I don't know if I want 17.
You have to
Right.
unfollow
what
Mahoney.
number do
Mahoney, you have to unfollow 4 people. Follow
Oh,
Jose
13.
as number 13, and then you could refollow those other 4 people.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, why do you unfollow me? Let him
I
think
could drop
about
4 of these people.
Fuck you, Tito. No, not really. I love you, Tito. I forgot to mention when I was talking about the colonoscopy that, I had to get my COVID test last Monday before I could get the colonoscopy, but I never heard back on results. So I'm sitting there in my hospital gown, and the nurse is getting everything together. I'm like, so about that COVID test. And she's like, oh, you passed. You wouldn't be here if you had COVID. You're all good. So no COVID for this guy. So wear a fucking mask. Wash your hands, you guys. Stay at home. It works.
Goddamn right.
Wear your hands and wash your hands.
Unless you're a small child, at which point, go the fuck back to school.
Oh,
just get back to school, you guys.
Yeah, what was it an article or a tweet that I shared this morning? And it was like, parents are having very dark times with kids not being in school and probably not going back to school in the fall. And Lee was like, me.
It's fucking exhausting. Like, it sucks. An unlimited amount of dicks.
Well,
it's fucking terrible.
At least Jax is going back to daycare now, right? So you get him out of the house a little bit.
Yeah, but boy, does he have mixed feelings about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, like, he's not dumb.
Yeah.
Like, he knows he's a big kid and daycare is for babies and shit. And so he's like, he has a great time when he goes. He's on the way home. He's all just, fucking talking about all the rad shit they did all day, and he's all smiles and giggles and whatever. But like, starting around dinner time the day before he's gonna go, it's just bargaining. Like, I don't want to go because they make this, and finally I'm like, I don't fucking talk about this anymore. You're going.
And he knows that you're all just at home without him.
Yeah. But what he doesn't realize is that, like, I'm fucking busy. I'm actually doing shit. I'm working, and it's better for him to go because he does shit and he has a good time. And it's fun. There's other kids there. Like, it's a good thing for everybody. And when he's there, he has a good time. It's just he's clever. He's clever enough to know that, like, this is a step backwards, and I fucking know it. I don't like it. He's like, I'm a fucking first grader. Hell out of here with this daycare bullshit. But hey, apparently, most, some stuff I saw today is like, hey, little kids generally don't get the Rona. And they don't transmit the Rona. Like, it's a statistically infinitesimal number. But that doesn't matter because nobody fucking reads. It's not going to matter.
Especially in your part of the country.
They sent out a survey to tell everybody in the county, kind of like feeling response. And I'm like, I don't care what these motherfuckers think. I don't care what their opinions are, because I've been out in the world and none of you some bitches are wearing masks. So your opinions on this subject are fucking invalid. Like, no one gives a shit for anybody else. Get these kids out of my house. I'm so tired of it. Oh shit. Okay, I know we're trying to move on. That's the one thing. Speaking of the county and the residents of this community, holy shit, you guys. So the police department, the local police department,
oh boo,
took to Facebook over the weekend in search for a suspect in a first-degree murder. Put his photo out there on blast. Hey, we're looking for this guy. We think he might have killed somebody. Hit us up on the DMs if you see this guy. And I don't know what prompted me to check the comments. I never read the comments. Don't ever read the comments. But I clicked the comments for the first time maybe in a year. I'm scrolling through. And who comments on this post looking for a suspect for first-degree murder? The suspect for a first-degree murder. The police are looking for it. He was like, I didn't do anything. We were just hanging out with my girl and my friend Diego. And yeah, that guy's in jail now on a first-degree murder charge. They got him.
Shouts out Diego.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I don't know what happened. This guy came over to my house. Me and my chick were hanging out with Diego. I don't know what happened.
First degree murder is the premeditated one, right? Like I set out to perform this murder. Like, how do you respond to that with like, no, I didn't do anything.
On Facebook, not in court.
Like, Your Honor, I'd like to point the court to this Facebook post where I'm very clear, I did not do this.
Here,
well, let him go.
Here is a TikTok of me taken at the time the murder was taking place.
See, I clearly couldn't have committed this murder. I was too busy tonguing my sister on TikTok. Clearly, I can't be in two places at the same time. That's impossible.
Lee just made a TikTok. Dun, 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 dun.
All right. Let's do a top 6, you guys. It's been a while.
I'm so excited to bring back top 6s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6. Top 6.
6! I still like 6.
So as we
this is a good one. It's kind of been in the zeitgeist a little bit lately on account of all these crackers, and it's something I've heard living in the South my whole life about, the rebel flag. That's what they call it, the rebel flag. It's tradition. It's heritage.
Heritage, not hate.
Heritage, not hate. Exactly. I once had my car keyed because as a young lad, I had a bumper sticker on the back of my car with the aforementioned rebel flag on fire, with the words "You lost, get over it" written to the side.
Wow!
Bold move in Tennessee.
Yikes!
Yeah,
Surprised they even sell that in Tennessee. Do you have to import that from Chicago?
Caught some honky trying to scratch it off the back of my car in high school, and I kicked his ass in the parking lot.
Nice. So yeah, this was kind of spurred on by a tweet from last week that was talking about, things that were longer than the Confederacy, and then there's even a Twitter account now. It's @outlived Dixie, and it's things that lasted longer than the Confederacy.
I'm super pissed because I'm a smart guy, and up until now it didn't even occur to me, it was the length of the Civil War in 2 weeks. That's how long the Confederacy lasted.
They
The
don't really
Civil
tell you
War
that.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
in school as much. You know what I mean? Because it does make it seem like it is heritage, but that's more how people were raised, not so much the facts of what they were raised on.
Yeah, you would think with the way these crackers wave Confederate flags that it lasted 100 years.
My favorite is the ones that fly at both. I saw one flag that is like a shitty Photoshop gradient from one to the other, from the Confederate flag to the U.S. flag, and I'm like, I don't think you know how these work.
No,
it doesn't make any sense. You can't have both.
And yeah, we're taking all these goddamn Confederate flags down. We're taking all these statues of slave owners down. It's great, man. I'm so excited for it. So yeah, let's dunk on some fucking racists this week and talk about top 6 things that lasted longer than the Confederacy, which I have in my notes that the Confederacy's Provisional Constitution was signed on February 8th, 1861, and the surrender of the Army of North Virginia happened on April 9th, 1865. So that's just a little over 4 years.
It's not long. It's not long at all, you guys. It's
I think the number I found was 1,547 days.
Wow.
That is an unexceptional period of time.
It's slightly unrelated but adjacent to this idea of how short it was. I also hear that it was fucking awful. They couldn't feed anyone. The government was completely ineffective. Other than fighting in the Civil War, the Confederacy achieved nothing.
No, it was an awful experiment, dude. Every state had their own currency.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Every state had their own money that may or may not be taken in the state next door. It's so fucking dumb. And I know this, one, because it's a fact, and two, because I went into a place as a child on a field trip at school where they sold replica Confederate money.
Well,
oh my god!
At least the Confederacy had their version of the euro, which is money that can be exchanged in any European country. It was called slaves.
Oh God!
Oh, Jesus!
To get a clip of that Kelly reaction.
I love how I can make Kelly wince even after watching that guy drink his own blood.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything to me.
Oh, God. So, real quick, I'm going to give a shout out to most of my socks.
Except for the ones you brought to Toy Fair this year.
Yeah, them some bitches didn't make it back. But I don't like doing sock laundry because pairing socks is a huge pain in the dick. So I have a lot of socks. That means I don't have to do sock laundry very often. And I know for a fucking fact I've had some of those for 5 years.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to pause you for a moment there. When you say sock laundry, that implies that you wash all your socks together in one big giant laundry load.
Yeah, the whites. Like I don't wear a lot of white shirts.
Okay. All right. I thought you just had a pile of socks and you would do all of them at once.
I can't do white. I don't even do white socks unless I got an exception. I got 3 white socks and they're not white.
Right.
They have the one has Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Steven Seagal on it.
I got basic ass Hanes white socks. Nothing exceptional.
I can't do it. That hurts my soul.
And in honor of this week's top 6, Lee keeps his whites and his colored separate.
You heard it here.
Yep. I keep them in a separate but equal sized hamper in the bedroom.
I gave up on separating all of my laundry long ago, and let me tell you, nothing bad happens.
Well, I can't do that. I'm too fucking fat. I can't have a shirt shrink in the wash. You kidding me? No,
it's not gonna shrink.
The ladies retail.
They definitely shrink.
You put it all in on cold. Everything's fine.
Yeah, if you do cold, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah, everything, one big pile, cold water. Guess what? It's wonderful.
Nah, I still separate because I have stuff that I like to hang dry. I have stuff that I need to.
Okay, well, hang dry versus not hang dry is one acceptable way to separate.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, t-shirts, pants and drawers and shit, and socks. Whites, but the whites is basically all socks and 3 plain white t-shirts.
Mary and I got this hamper. It's on wheels, and it has 3 separate compartments in it.
We have the same hamper.
Yeah, so it's darks, colors, and then hanging laundry. And she does pretty good separating her dirty clothes most of the time.
See, my thing was always because it's equaled out nowadays, but for a very long time I did almost all the laundry, and I'd be like, if you don't put it in the hang dry laundry bin, shit goes in the dryer.
Yeah,
and that is not on me.
Yes, agreed.
Not my fault.
I'm not allowed to touch the laundry. The lady does. The lady works in retail. She's all about following the rules on the tag, keeping the clothes for as long as possible, looking properly washing them each time. And I guess one time I was fucking trying to be nice. I did laundry when I got home from a late trip. I goddamn washed the clothes with fabric softener. I've been out.
And didn't you put a pen through the washing machine too?
Well, that was kind of on both of our parts.
It sounded like you said on purpose.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were like, well, yeah, but that was just to fuck with her.
The pen was really dirty, and I thought this was the best way to clean it.
I fucked up and had a marker in my pocket, and she fucked up and didn't double check that I didn't do a bonehead thing and leave a marker in my pocket.
No, that's not on both of you.
Yeah, that sounds like one person's fault.
Well, no, because if I'm not allowed to do the laundry, I'm not double checking the pockets before laundry. So, but if you're doing laundry,
you should probably double check your pockets.
Yeah.
But when I get home, I try to take everything out of my pockets and put it down. But I got so many pockets. Sometimes something like a pin I have in like that.
That's fair. Jose
that
does
little,
have.
I have like a little
pocket.
side slit. It's not the cargo. It's like a pocket outside of the cargo. That's just made for pencils.
Yeah, that's
Pencil
true. You
pin,
do have a lot of
slit.
pockets.
So I took everything out. She didn't fucking wash the clothes with a razor blade in them. Because I have that's my gears. When I go to work, I put a knife. You always got a knife on you in your back pocket just in case you got to cut open a crate or shrink wrap or fucking anything.
You got to gig
don't wanna be
yourself.
the guy that,
you got to gig yourself.
Yeah. I mean, there's only so much shit you're going to walk back to your bag before you're the guy that keeps walking back to your bag every time you got to do one thing.
Like a
Hey, go get the knife again, Baggy.
You don't want to be that guy.
Fucking Baggy Magoo over here.
That guy doesn't get called back all the time. So, you carry a certain amount of shit. But when you carry a lot of shit, sometimes you forget one thing.
It's true.
But that one thing was a fucking Sharpie black magic marker.
Oh, it was black.
That's
I
a
thought it
pretty
was.
good one.
I thought it
And
was
then the
red.
one, the who?
I thought it was red for some reason.
No, it was black.
Oof.
Um,
You're thinking of Bart Simpson.
You opened up the washing machine. And you're like, integration.
she
So
opened
out
up.
of my list proper. No, socks is out the way. Thinking about those guys find the fucking flag at this point. They're shitty fans. Speaking of shitty fans, Rick and Morty outlasted the Confederacy by a wide margin. Only 4 seasons, but the gaps in between them means that we got well over the time for the Confederacy for Rick and Morty. As did we get the same a much longer tenure out of Jenko Jeans, which
Yeah.
fucking God, I would rock some big ass comfortable Jenko jeans to this day if it meant I could still be married. Well, not a fan then, definitely not a fan now. not gonna fly. The reason this came up in the Discord earlier last week is because I was gonna put it on my list, but fucking Joe Camel, patron saint of selling cigarettes to kids, was an ad campaign for Camel cigarettes for 27 years.
Jeez.
They put Joe Camel on cigarette ads. And I had to explain to my daughter tonight what the hell a Joe Camel was, and she was like, "You're shitting me." I'm like, "Yeah, no, they really did this." And also, they gave you reward bucks for smoking, which you can trade it for swag.
And don't forget about the short-lived caramel camel crisp cereal.
Fucking, you got me for half a second. Wait, what the fuck? What? Because when I was thinking about Joe Camel, it occurred to me that Fred Flintstone is the only kind of icon mascot that has been used to sell cigarettes, multivitamins, and a breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
Like, well beyond the lifespan of his cartoon. It's fucking ridiculous. They made 482 episodes spanning many years, not even counting the reboots. 482 episodes of Double Dare on Nickelodeon.
Fucking love Double Dare.
Double Dare's the
It
best.
was the Confederacy.
We were watching a little bit of that. The Floor is Lava tonight before the show.
Yes, we watched that tonight.
I like the concept. So it's basically, it's a combination of Wipeout meets like an escape room. The one problem I have with it though is the show's called The Floor is Lava. But no, the floor is the lava is lava. There's no floor.
Well, it's water. It's
Yeah.
red water.
Yeah.
I actually think it's pretty cool.
It's not a floor though.
Right.
So it's the lava is
It's
lava.
red, bubbling.
Yeah.
Like it's lit to look like water, like
It needs
to look
be
like lava.
consequences for falling in the lava. It should not be a
Yeah.
floor. That's fucking stupid.
When you fall off of one of the platforms, like you submerge.
Yeah,
you, like,
it's
disappear.
great. They cut it so great so when you fall off one of these platforms and you go completely under, they cut before you come back up, so it's
Yeah.
like you completely disappeared.
Yep.
Is that on the Hulus?
I think that's
It's on
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, I gotta watch that.
It was better than I anticipated.
It's stupid,
And the
but
kids
it's
loved it.
It's It's a fun watch.
Yeah.
Turn your brain off.
Since it was in the news this week, I had to do some research and confirm that, yes, in fact, development for the DCEU Flash movie has lasted longer than the Confederacy.
Yeah.
One of those things
Got
is going to actually end. Never going to fucking happen. Never going to happen. And then lastly, number one, my hardcore juggalo period definitely lasted longer than Confederacy, and did coincidentally feature me seeing live performances many times of a song called "Fuck Your Rebel Flag."
Nice.
The ICP, man, are looking great these days. Like,
well, fuck yeah, they're ahead of the curve on this shit.
Yeah, they've got a shirt where they're burning the rebel flag, and there was something else that they did that's just like ahead of its time. Who would have thought?
They canceled the fucking Juggalo gathering months before people were canceling shit.
That too.
Yeah.
In our year, the year of our Lord 2020, ICP is a better organization than the United States government.
Yeah, who would have thought they were the level-headed ones?
That's some wild shit. This is some dirt bags to the heart of gold, those guys. All right, on the Discord. What do we got, Nice?
We got Shark starting things off.
All right, what we got?
His number 6 is the PlayStation 2, which makes sense. I mean, I feel like I can't even really pinpoint the years where PlayStation 2 was a thing. But we're almost 3 generations past that at this point.
That's 3 PlayStations ago.
Yeah. Number 5, the Angel TV show, which, wow.
The Buffy spinoff.
The number 4 is funny because I would have never associated. So this whole exercise is to show other things that were so brief but still longer than the Confederacy. But I never associate brevity with this thing. And number 4 is the Harry Potter franchise.
Oh God, no!
They had to split their last movie into 2. I mean those movies, not counting Fantastic Beasts, ran from 2001, 2002 until 2011, 12ish. So a good
Something
decade.
like that.
Good decade of Harry Potter movies. Number 3, Barney. Number 2, college.
That's kind of nuts.
Number 2, college. If you do a victory lap, 5th year senior. And then number 1, traveling from Earth to Jupiter. Missing the point.
Fucking great. Also, let me tell you a little story about the emotional abuse from Miley Cyrus's father.
That was Darwin. Darwin likes to tell stories about the emotional abuse of Miley Cyrus's father.
Oh my God.
Billy Ray.
Great. Fucking awesome.
Classic moment.
All right, what you got, Mahoney? What's on your list?
All right. My list, shout out to Kerouac's quest to sleep with a black chick. That lasted longer than 5 years.
Lee, do you have information? Did he ever accomplish that?
I don't think so, actually.
Wow.
I think he orbited a few times, but never stuck the landing.
I remember
he came on the podcast a year ago, and he said he achieved his goal.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah. Live on the air. Like a true gentleman.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol has been on
Almost
the air
in my list
for 7 years. And I
That's
would much
fucking
rather
crazy.
see statues erected to the pups from Paw Patrol than anything from the Confederacy.
just not fucking Marshall, that's for sure.
No, it's Chase everybody hates.
Oh yeah, Chase. Sorry,
Chase. Marshall's the fire dog.
Marshall's the fire dog. He's good. He's cool.
I don't understand people fucking talking shit, but I do remember watching the show at some point with Jackson being like, why does this town of regular ass people respect the authority of this fucking dog in a hat? Who fucking deputized this dog? I'm like, fuck out of here, Fido.
Well, also you got to think
Sure,
about
across the street later.
they're in their 8th season at this point. you know, they probably only have like 4 seasons left at most.
A very special episode of Paw Patrol.
Oh no, Marshall's hips don't work anymore.
Oh,
Oh. What a
We got him a
shame.
special truck with only wheels in the back.
Just a bunch of new puppies with their young. Number 5, Toy Biz and their X-Men action figures lasted longer than the Confederacy.
Damn sure did.
And if we're being honest, better.
Yeah.
All around better.
Yeah, and had a series of successful spin-offs in there. Well, they had a Generation X line they were going so hot for a minute.
Yeah.
I just saw one of the skin figures from that line earlier today.
Oh, that's a
It's a
bad
solid
figure.
That's an interesting gimmick they've never done again.
Yep. The Pop Fantasy Football League has lasted longer than the Confederacy.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Hey, and if football never comes back, you know where that belt's staying.
Pop Fantasy Football has lasted longer and has winners.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Every year there was a winner, and the Confederacy couldn't muster a single winner.
Couldn't bring
Now-
home a single W.
As the loser of last year's league, I expect my statue to be erected very soon. Lee, it probably makes the most sense to put it by your house.
Well,
Yeah.
if I had a pool, I would dump it in there. This is a show of solidarity.
Do you see? You
one
see,
of-
they've started to bring down like statues of George Washington and Francis Scott Key, and it's kind of like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
Francis
do love
Scott
all
Key,
the
that
people who are
song
like,
sucks.
well, if you take down the statues of the Confederate generals and now you're branching out to just other people who also were slave owners and racists, where does it end? It's like, oh no! What if all the statues of racists are taken down? Then what? Oh no!
That one,
Whatever would we do?
that one
Yeah,
dumb
right.
idiot who was like, "Oh, what are you gonna start taking down the statues of the Prophet Muhammad next?" It's because there are no statues of the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
exist.
Probably appreciate if you would do that.
Yeah.
Right
They
over
don't
my
do
head.
that. They don't allow that kind of thing.
You're not even allowed to
If
draw.
if someone makes a statue, they'd really enjoy you if you take that
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
thing that would probably happen is it would get taken down.
I'm gonna say immediately. Hilarious.
Number 3, one of my favorite shows, Ask This Old House. 18 years that thing's been around. And that's just a show where old men teach you how to fix pipes.
Wait,
I would never have said that's one of your favorite shows.
is
It
this?
is absolutely one of my favorite
I
shows.
would have made a list of like 1,500 shows before I would have gotten to that.
Is Ask This Old House different from This Old House?
Yes, absolutely. So this old house, they choose a house, and the whole season is them renovating that one house.
Ah.
That's
Ask This
the
Old
Bob
House.
Vila show, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Ask This Old House is 3 separate problems that they teach you how to solve. And so,
Who
like,
asked?
just some viewer, somebody will write in and be like, I
They-
can't get this,
Cool.
tree to come down. Like, it looks like it's dead and I don't know what to do. And, like, the landscaper guy goes out and shows you, like, the proper way to remove the tree.
There's 18 seasons worth of that. I feel like you would at some point you just make it through the house.
Bob Vila is
You would
looking
think-
at an email and he says, well, this next email comes from Jose G, and he says his sunroof is leaking.
Essentially, if they did cars, it's basically that. It's, it's like, I have a problem. And then they go to your house and they teach you how to fix the problem.
I never would have guessed that's one
I
of your
love that
favorite-
show so much.
I could have guessed it because he's pretty handy around the house. He likes building stuff.
But I
use
can't
it-
imagine him paying attention to it.
I use it as, it's one of the only shows that I do pay attention to. I use it as my guidepost for, I'll watch, for example, one time there was a problem with the grout on an exterior brick wall. And they were like, oh, it's really easy. All you have to do is chisel out all of the existing grout by hand with a hammer and a chisel, and then mix up all this other grout. And then you got to really kind of push it in there, with the trowel in your hand. And it's, like 75 hours later, we're done fixing this wall. And I was like, cool. So if I ever run into a problem with grout in a brick wall, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find someone and pay them. So it's like how I judge, like, that's something I would do. That, not going to do that.
Yeah. What work is applicable? I did that to the car. I'll watch a YouTube video. Okay, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
Or
I look up a problem on YouTube, and if the solution video is less than 10 minutes, that's me.
Yeah.
But if the how to fix this video on YouTube is 47 minutes, I'm like, nah, we're calling somebody.
Exactly. So it's basically that, except that I know these people know what they're doing. Because you look up a video on YouTube on how to fix it, you don't really know if that person knows what they're doing.
It might just be me hitting myself.
Well, I mean, I make my judgment based on the video.
Oh, of course, but then you're 10 minutes in. Kelly, I would hope that this one is not surprising, but one of my other favorite TV things of all time, the VH1 reality show Cinematic Universe. That lasted from 2003 to 2009. The Surreal Life, Strange Love, Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, I Love New York, I Love Money, and Megan Wants a Millionaire. Before that had to get shut down because the dude murdered his wife and put her in a suitcase so he could go and try to marry this Megan chick.
Yeah. Don't forget about Did you say Rock of Love?
I did say Rock of Love.
Did you say Charm School?
I did not say Charm School.
I loved all those shows. Shout out.
Shit. They're great. They were great. They lasted longer than the Confederacy.
Until...
And honestly, I'd rather have statues of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a statue of Flava Flav and Bridget Nielsen.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, doing that weird kissing they used to do.
Shout out to those VH1 reality shows. Up top, Mahoney.
Yeah.
Also, you too, Kristen. You know what's up.
Yeah, I know. She'll be excited. My number one of my all-time favorite comic series, and the one that I loved the most when I first got into comics, and I got the very first thing that I got a complete every single issue collection of, Avengers West Coast.
Yep.
Solid.
I don't know if I knew about Mahoney's love of Avengers West Coast until we were at the rehearsal for a cosplay contest at New York Comic Con, and this group came out on stage, and Mahoney's like, it's Avengers West Coast!
It was so exciting.
Yeah, speaking of comics, I wanted to put on the list, but I had to do some proper research to make sure it was doable, and it wasn't. Just barely made it, but I was like, I'll bet All-Star Batman and Robin lasted longer than Confederacy. And it just missed the cut.
That's a shame.
Well, I mean, you could say it never really finished.
I guess that's true. So maybe. All right. On the Discord, Ben writes in. It says, number 6, Sammy Hagar's tenure as the Van Halen frontman. Gary Larson's The Far Side. Number 4, Tyler Perry's Medea franchise.
The only MCU I recognize. Medea Cinematic Universe.
As X-Men writer. Osama bin Laden being dead. And number 1.
Wow.
Yeah. And number 1, this almost made my list, but I saw that he did it, and I didn't want to double dip. Number 1, Barack Obama's presidency. And I fucking love that one.
Yeah.
That's good.
That might also be number 1 on my list, just because that one hurts the most.
It's gotta, right? It has to. Like, it's gotta hurt the most, right?
Our first black U.S. president, 2 terms, 8 years, 3 years longer than their cracker-ass Confederacy. Their treasonous, slave-owning Confederacy.
The heritage, man. You forget about the heritage.
Yeah, the heritage, that car those guys drove around.
And that
yeah, for sure.
Pissed those crackers off so much that they fucking elected Trump.
Yeah, that's how mad they were. Damn. All right, what you got, Knives?
All right. So, I got dates too, just to confirm.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
So from April 1st, 2003, which was when it was founded, to April 19th, 2008, when it started to get beat by Facebook, my number 6 is MySpace's heyday. Lasted longer than the Confederacy.
Oof.
But MySpace still around today, but it has obviously changed over the years.
Doesn't Timberlake still own some of that?
Probably has a piece of it still. But yeah, when they tried to relaunch it as a music thing, he was a big part of that. My number 5, the first one released May 19th, 1999. The third one released May 19th, 2005. It is the Star Wars prequel trilogy, lasted longer than the Confederacy. Number 4, this one I really had to do my research to make sure that I was correct. So, July 1st, 2010, Andrew Garfield was announced that he was cast as Spider-Man in The Amazing Spider-Man. And February 9th, 2015, was when Sony and Marvel made the deal to bring Spider-Man into the MCU, effectively killing the Amazing Spider-Man movies. So yeah, Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man lasted longer than the Confederacy.
Wow.
Jeez. That does not feel like a long time.
No, it sure does not.
September 4th, 1995, the debut of WCW Monday Nitro, to March 26th, 2001, the final episode of WCW Monday Nitro, one of the biggest boom periods in wrestling history, the Monday Night Wars, where Nitro and Raw went up against each other, lasted longer than the Confederacy.
That's fucking astounding.
My number 2, this one's a lot longer than the Confederacy.
No one's flying a WCW flag, to my knowledge.
You know, maybe they should be.
I mean, WCW and the Confederacy kind of, very, very similar.
Overlap, I feel like, in the demographics.
I feel like if you own a WCW flag, you probably also own a Confederate flag. June 12th, 1991 to June 14th, 1998, the first and the last championship won by the Chicago Bulls, starring Michael Jordan. The Chicago Bulls dynasty lasted longer than the Confederacy. And then my number 1 also is the Obama presidency, because fuck those crackers. January 20th, 2009 to January 20th, 2017. But I do want to throw in a honorable mention, and this kind of piggybacks off of Lee's Flash movie one. But yeah, honorable mention, the DC extended, or the DC cinematic universe, or whatever the fuck they call it. It launched with Man of Steel on June 14th, 2013. And it is, believe it or not, still going to this day.
Asterix.
Well, Wonder Woman 84 has not been released yet, but for all intents and purposes, we have to assume that's still in the same universe.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Lasted longer than the Confederacy.
Snyder Cut, baby. It's all coming back.
God. That's a solid list.
Thank you.
What else we got on Discord, Mahoney?
All right, we got 0, which I'm glad I get to read, because 0 starts out with meaningful shout-outs that are obvious answers but don't need to be part of the list. Kat and Mai's relationship, 6 years. Kat's double lung transplant, nearly 7 years. And I said, holy shit, Kat had a double lung transplant? Then my double lung transplant just hit 8 years. So 0, both you and Kat have had double lung transplants?
Yeah, we hung out when I was in California. He's like, you want to see the scar? And I'm like, yeah, I sure do.
Oh my God.
I'm sure, they had to have met because they were in some sort of double lung transplant support group, because their lung transplants were longer than their relationship has lasted.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that they transplanted each other's lungs to one another.
Just a trade.
Yeah.
Like, mine are a little too big and mine are a little too small. Let's swap.
Yeah, it's like AAA and AA batteries.
Yeah. Exactly. Seems like a lot to go through, but whatever works.
Yeah, 0 says that they met through our doctor.
No way. Was the doctor like, I got somebody you gotta meet?
Oh, you like Japan shit? Oh, I know this guy.
You guys have a lot to talk about.
Let's see.
Oh, you like video game Olympics? Got you.
His list proper, number 6, Anonymous. Between taking down child porn sites and going after Scientology, Anonymous has helped the country more than the Confederacy ever did.
Bless him.
1000%.
Yep, that's fair. Number 5, Evangelion. Less fucked up and a bit less psychologically devastating than the Confederacy was.
Evangeline Lily.
As soon as I had to read it, I was like, I'm going to say this wrong. I'm gonna laugh at it.
He went Super Saiyan.
Yeah. I could just tell it was coming. Whatever. I don't know anything about any of that. Number 4, Godzilla. He doesn't care if you're white, black, Japanese, or alien. He'll step on your home. He's an equal opportunity destroyer. Number 3, the MCU. I'm willing to bet that America has a larger percentage of MCU fans than there were Confederates in the 1860s.
Probably.
I would love in like 50 years if there was just statues of MCU, like an Ant-Man statue in my hometown.
Oh my
about
God.
that.
Now, okay.
I would build 1,000 Captain America statues.
He says that he's willing to bet that America has a larger percentage of MCU fans now than there were Confederates in the 1860s. Sure. But I don't know if there was a larger percentage of MCU fans as there were fans of slavery. Probably neck and neck. Like back then,
I don't know.
Slavery was the MCU of the time.
Yeah, but you got to figure, like, if you're thinking about the MCU, like, as many people in the South that were fans of slavery probably liked the MCU, and then all the people in the North. Well, so I think it probably does outnumber.
The people in the North also liked slavery.
Well, whatever.
I'll allow it.
What do we got? Number 2, StarCraft. Terrans were actually heavily inspired by the Confederacy, but even those future space hicks can move past their prejudices and become allies with psychic alien plant people.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And his number 1 is Transformers. Transformers has been a lasting symbol of American and Japanese cooperation. Where is our Optimus Prime statue? He is a leader you can believe in.
Co-signed.
Jesus, compared to the Confederacy, Transformers are like the fucking Mayans.
Yeah. That's fucking great.
Okay, Jose, do you have your Discord pulled up? Because you got to read Tito's.
You got to read Tito's.
No, I don't have Discord on this laptop.
Here, I'll send it to you right now.
Okay, send it to me.
Yeah, in the meantime, what's your list, Kelly?
All right, my list. So we'll go with starting off the list from 1954 to 1975 is the original Godzilla Showa era continuity.
Love it.
From 2006 to 2013 is Grant Morrison's run on Batman.
How long was this?
7 years.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, he was doing Batman for 7 years. From 1984 to 1995 is the original serialization of Dragon Ball. When the manga was being released.
That's kind of hilarious. I like that.
From 2011 to 2019, the lifespan of the Nintendo 3DS. From 1970 to 1976, Jack Kirby's tenure at DC Comics.
Wow.
That's a really good one, too. Really good one.
And finally, my number 1, coming in at 1,790 days, Kazuchika Okada's combined IWGP heavyweight title reigns.
I just barely made it. Yep.
I want to imagine the Dukes of Hazzard car, the General Lee, but on top, instead of the Confederate flag, it's just a 3DS.
That's awesome.
That's a show I'd watch.
All right, Jose, hit us. This is Tito's.
All right.
I swear to God, I thought you had time.
Jose's
There's only
getting his
one
reading glasses on.
Horrible marriage to the CEW. It lasted
Now,
1 year.
before we go any further, explain to the people what Tito means by CEW.
Well, that is, of course, his crunchy ex-wife.
Yeah, sure. The crunchy ex-wife.
Real crunchy.
What other C word would he call her?
The ex-wife that he sees next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Love it. It lasted 1 year longer than the Confederacy, and that was 6 years too long. It was a civil war for most of those years. I would actually prefer to get stabbed with a bayonet repeatedly than go through those 6 years again. Her family is a socially progressive, as a Civil War landowner, and her mom weighed as much as a Civil War monument.
Got her.
She's dead now, and I hate to speak ill of the dead. Wait, no, I don't. Fuck that bitch.
Go fuck yourself.
Jose Goldberg.
Sent from my iPhone.
That's awesome. All right. What you got, Jose? What's your list?
Shout out to the NWO. I believe they lasted longer.
Shit.
Yeah, you can count the NWO because the NWO is for life.
For life.
For life.
But
I
you're
don't know
talking
if the,
you're talking just about when they came to WWE, right? That's your favorite NWO.
Oh, by far. And my favorite Goldberg
Junior
moment
NWO.
is the one where he kicked through the fireworks and fell. Shout out to my virginity. That lasted 13 years.
I thought you were gonna say it lasted 6 years.
How long did that dry spell last?
Oof.
That was pretty close.
That was a handful. That might have been.
We don't talk about.
We don't talk about those. Those are the dark days.
Shout out to the breath I'm holding, waiting for that Black Adam movie. I believe that was longer than the Confederacy. All right, here we go. Number 6. The length of time we worked for Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That spanned what, 6 years?
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take 6. Definitely over 5.
Well, if you count the international shows, then yes, definitely 6-ish.
If you want to count, we never really got let go. We're still kind of employed.
I should have put go. It's for life.
I should have blamed them on unemployment. We're like, no, I still work there. Ask no names.
It's kind of funny, not to go too far into it, but we were told that we were no longer being used by Reed Pop because of we made some people uncomfortable and said some certain things around other people, but we were never actually told what that was or who it was. But still, in these trying times, still 100% believe women. Even though we lost jobs over this, still believe women 100%.
90%.
I say take everything said responsibly and at face value, and that it is the truth that does need some evidence for it to stay true.
I could go with that.
How about that? Because you can't believe everybody 100% of the time, all the time. Because didn't Amber Heard go a little nuts? Didn't she say Johnny Depp was beating the shit out of her?
I don't want to talk about that at all.
but you believe everybody. You had to take her side from the beginning. So
That's
I'm
true.
just saying some due diligence to whatever is said.
Some dude diligence.
Give us some due diligence.
Come on, dudes.
Invent a word.
I can find these lion ass.
I actually love due diligence.
Yeah. Until the dudes get on this and approve it. Staying kind of at that tone, My tenure at Margaritaville. No name. I've been 10 years and 3 months.
10 years.
Because I hit my 10 years. I got fired. Well, give or take, probably closer to 11.
I've been thinking about Margaritaville a lot lately because I've been workshopping this tweet that's basically like all these fucking cops that are just out there trying to beat people. Like, they could have easily just gotten a job at Margaritaville. Like, you don't have to be a cop. But I didn't want to offend anybody that actually worked at Margaritaville, so I didn't want the tweet to get back to Jose and Jose be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if you kill someone in Margaritaville, you'll definitely get fired.
That's right.
I don't even know what Twitter is, and I got people twatting all over at me. Number 4, my grudge with Matt Fraction. That has definitely still going till this day.
Now, why are you fighting with Matt Fraction?
Because I tried to compliment him on his run of Iron Fist, which I had recently read. I had not read much of his work, and I was interested. I was told, is it Lee who said check out the Iron Fist run?
It's very good. It's very good.
So I did, and it was. And I told him that when we saw him at C2E2. And all he did was talk about, yeah, man, check out Fear Itself. Read Fear Itself. Check out Fear Itself. It's going to be awesome. Iron Man was good, but it ain't no Fear Itself. Check it out. And it sucked.
The best part of this whole story is that this was at C2E2 2011, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe
Possibly.
2000. Maybe it was 2012 because it was 2011. It wasn't the same year as Shia LaBeouf. But we were in the podcast alley area, just kind of doing random podcasts, and fucking Matt Fraction just shows up. Like, we hadn't talked to him or scheduled anything.
Yeah, no, he definitely thought he was going to see somebody else. He stumbled across our table by mistake. We were like, have a seat.
Fucking rolled with it. Oh, remember that time we hit Tito in the face with a pie?
Oh, 2
The
pies.
crowd went wild. Number 3, we're going to go my gaming addiction.
You mean like roulette?
Well, more video games.
Okay.
But I think my roulette addiction would have been coming up on its 3rd year anniversary. I'm supposed to be in Vegas right now for 2 weeks.
I don't want to talk about Vegas. Vegas still a sore spot for me. I get it.
I was supposed to go to fucking Seattle. You know the kind of moon rocks they got in Bellevue?
I keep hitting my vaporizer, and every day it gets lower and lower, and I'm like, I need to slow down because fucking we're not getting any more of these anytime soon.
I'm not going to California. Number 2, I also put the Bulls Dynasty because
Nice.
that was a big part, growing up watching it, and The Last Dance brought it back around.
Topical.
I did a school report on their first title when they beat the Lakers.
Yep. I did a report about Michael Jordan for Black History Month when I was in 1st grade, and it was a sentence long, and it said, Michael Jordan plays for the Chicago Bulls. He was born on this date, and he is still alive, but you never know.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. God damn.
That got sent to a guidance counselor.
And that number 1 fucking Popcast.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
We fucking outlived it.
Where's our flag?
We should make a flag.
Well, our flag was the fucking pop sign. We
It
waved
is.
that shit for a while.
It is.
Where's our statues?
That sign was shoved up your ass by Jake the Snake.
Yeah, and Jake the Snake was like, heritage, not hate.
I found a whole bunch of stuff going through the garage and closet, and I found that I found our banners, our kind of separate repeat backdrop that we got. And Nicole's like, "We're throwing this away, right?" I go, "Are you fucking high? Of course we're not throwing this away. This shit is my legacy. No, we're not throwing this away. We're gonna make our triumphant return to conventions next year." She's like, "Okay."
Fuck yeah.
My favorite pop thing was always the tote bag. I feel like I always wound up being handed the tote bag. And I'm like, I don't want to carry the tote bag.
Tote bag filled with Pop Rocks and Coke.
Yep.
So, but you're so good at the tote bag.
I feel like I don't want it.
You're very good at carrying things.
I feel
also
like
found just several hundred of those Pop Rock stickers and a whole bunch of the handouts and postcards and stuff. And Nicole's like, throw this away, and I'm like, what do you think?
I still have actual Pop Rocks.
Yeah,
I found it less awkward. Like the tote bag, like the handles weren't long enough to like fit around my arm to like wear on my shoulder. But like, so then you just had to kind of like dangle it from your hand. It was very strange. I found it less awkward walking around when Jose would be like, carry this extra weight just in case. just carry this 20-pound weight just in case I need it at some point. And be like, okay, anything you say.
Gonna get strong.
I have been a long time. I'll never fucking pay to go to a convention again, probably. But
no.
We had some really good times.
We sure did.
No, yeah. If I'm not on somebody's dime, I'm not on.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely
No thanks.
Like Toy Fair's ruined me.
Yeah.
I need a bathroom.
Yeah.
Put that in the intro.
Yeah, it says with this ticket, where's my own room?
Yeah, where's my office?
And about those lines, where do I go in the back way?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I never
Here's
forget when we had taken Zoe to a couple of C2E2s where we were doing after doing pop stuff, whatever, and she ran around and we kind of got to take her around and she met a bunch of people and hung out and all this stuff, and then just Wizard World came through Nashville, and I happened to mention it. She's like, I want to go, and so we went, and I bought tickets, and she's like, I want to go meet this. I'm like, I'm not paying $20 for you to meet the fucking Power Ranger. And she's like, please. And so I fucking paid $20 for meet the Power Ranger, which I already met twice before for fucking free. Yeah, all right, fine. It's great.
You're like, Zoe, where were you when I hosted that panel with Bulk and Skull?
Hey, that's still to this day my favorite fucking panel I've ever done. That was a blast.
Yeah,
that was
it
a
was
good one.
Super cool.
That was a good one.
Your least favorite panel you ever did? Middleman.
Woo! That was some real fake it till you make it shit right there.
You did it though. We sat in the back of that panel room and Googled the fuck out of that show.
We sure did.
I had to Google all of stupid Warehouse 13, and then we all walk out on stage, and they just launched into we don't need a moderator. We're just gonna go. And then halfway through, they're like, moderator, what do you have for? I was like, what the fuck do you want me to do now? Just continue on as you're going.
Was it you that did the Chad Coleman one?
I might have. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I remember whoever did that one was like, he's wonderful. He's so nice. Let's see, the Power Ranger one was great. The Donut Vasquez one was really great. Had a good time with that one.
How nice that we've hosted so many panels between the bunch of us. We can't even remember which ones we did.
Yeah.
There was that Chad Michael Murray panel.
Been some adventures, you guys. Been adventures.
Yeah, remember that time where I looked down the alley and saw my underwear on the floor? I'm wondering how my underwear is on the convention floor.
And he wouldn't pick it up because he didn't want to be the guy picking up the weird underwear off the convention
Yeah, because
floor.
it doesn't matter that it's my underwear. No one's going to believe that story.
No.
I'm the guy who just went and picked up convention underwear and was like, this is mine now.
Because if you picked it up, you would have had to throw it away.
Absolutely. The only excuse to pick it up would
would
be
I
like,
have?
I'll get rid of this.
No, the
Well,
only
hang
excuse
on.
to pick it up is to keep it. If I pick it up, I'm taking it. I'm taking that bitch back.
Well, you would have to be like, you'd pick it up and be like, oh, I better throw this away before someone trips on it.
Exactly.
And then walk over to the trash, fake that you threw it away, but secretly shove it in your pocket.
I don't know.
Excuse me, James O'Barr, are these your underwear?
Yeah.
All right, take us home, Nice. What we got in the Discord?
Oh, man. We've got Eric Magnus, a.k.a. Flex Luther Vandross on Discord. I appreciate that Eric Magnus put his top 6 in Discord instead of in a Facebook message. Keep them all in one spot. Top 6. Number 6. The Dukes of Hazzard lasted longer than the Confederacy. That's
It's kind of
great.
hilarious.
That's so fucking ironic. I love it.
Yeah.
Number 5. Waiting
But
between
even the Dukes at some point took the fucking flag off the car.
Did they take it off on the show? I know, like, the Hot
Not
Wheels.
on the show, but like if you go see the Duke car, the car now, like they don't have it on.
Yeah, like at one point, Hot Wheels took it off the top of the car when they were making Duke cars.
And isn't that just an orange car then?
Yeah,
No,
basically.
it's got numbers on the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
People were real mad about that when that happened. And they were like, it's got nothing to do with the Confederacy or the flag. Like, it's just a show about, like, some cool dudes, like, doing fun. And I'm like, yeah, it's called propaganda. Like, when you take something that's, you know, offensive or stands for, like, you know, hatred, and you try to normalize it, it's called propaganda. Like,
yeah, there's
Then
not
they
a
just make a mad face.
No, it's called a sweet car jump.
yeah.
What's his name? John Schneider on Cameo, $450.
Is he a Duke?
Yeah,
Is he the car?
He was also
he's one of the-
he was
Is he
also
the voice of the
Superman.
car?
He was also Superman's dad on Smallville.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
okay.
the one that told him to go
That's the
punch
same guy.
that tornado and stop it.
That's one of the ones I'm like, that seems a little high, John. A little high. Because you also were like, you know, like 10 years ago, you had a Rooms to Go opening like the next town over from me.
yeah. He was doing Jesus movies too.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what it is. You got that Jesus movie bump.
Yeah. Number
Crackers love
5.
Jesus movies.
Number 5 from Eric Magnus. Waiting between issues of Planetary lasted longer than the Confederacy.
That's
Oh my
fucking
God.
real as it gets.
Yep.
This one kind of goes back to Tito's. My separation from my wife lasted longer than the Confederacy. 5 years being separated from my wife. 7. What?
Damn.
No, Confederacy was
Okay,
5 years.
okay.
Being separated was 7.
Number 3. I lived in Japan longer than the Confederacy. Number 2. Bruno Sammartino was weed champion longer than the Confederacy. I'm sure he meant to
That was
say.
autocorrect to telling stories.
Yeah. I'm more interested in this autocorrect universe.
And really, like, if there's a weed championship, I challenge.
Get Jose that belt too.
No, don't just give it to him. Yeah. The way you win the weed belt is you take a hit and don't cough. Jose would lose every time.
Aww.
You got to cough to get off.
And number 1, waiting for Dr. Dre to release Detox lasted longer than the Confederacy.
No shit.
Shout out to Jason Aaron's run on Thor. My relationships with Yumiko and Naoko.
Which I'm going to assume was at the same time.
Yeah. Vince McMahon trying to push Roman Reigns, and my hatred of Hot Rod from the Transformers movie.
Fuck that guy.
And then he says, damn it, I forgot the word cracka, and honky lasted longer than the Confederacy. And then he says, fuck, I forgot about Black Adam being in development in my time in high school because I flunked PE in the 9th grade.
Man, you gotta have a real dickhead gym teacher to flunk you in PE.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look,
unless
man,
you just
I
like
passed PE, okay?
Unless you just like skip PE.
You know what? Okay, so actual high school story. I one time had my art teacher tell me, like, I don't think you've made it to enough classes that I'll be able to pass you. And I looked her dead in the eyes and said, this is art class. Like, fuck you, I haven't come to enough PE classes to pass. Like, this is gym. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, the lady that taught my in my senior year of high school, at my school in senior year, you had to take a semester of economics and a semester of just a class they called government. And I didn't like going to either one of those classes. And my government teacher looked at me and she was like, hey, if you miss another day of class, like you fail the class. And I looked at her in the face and I said, I have 100 average in this class. I could teach this class.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, but you still have to come to it. And I'm like, that sucks. But I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Eric Magnus in the chat says that I never dressed out in PE. That's why I flunked.
Oh, fuck out of here.
And that is so barbaric. That whole...
Get the fuck out of
like,
here.
in this day and age when people are being outed as being total creeps and you're making prepubescent children change together, or like...
How about every gym teacher? Fucking
I was glad our school never made us shower afterwards.
We didn't have to shower, but we did have to dress out.
Right, yeah. And I was obviously a fat kid with little bitch tits, so I always went and changed in the bathroom stall like a little bitch.
That is a real bitch move, Nice.
Hey, man. I was just trying to avoid any bullying that I could.
I would rather game recognized game. I understand.
I would rather be bullied for changing in the toilet than be bullied for having bitch tits.
Yeah, because it's like, what's your leg to stand on of like, oh, you don't want to get naked in front of me?
Yeah.
Like, you want me to get naked in front of you? What's
you don't want us to see your dick? What's going on?
Yeah, like
all of that.
What's wrong? Is it weird? Let me see. What does it look like? What you got?
Well, that was fun. Thanks everybody for playing.
I bet Jason's got a weird little face on his dick.
Don't let me see.
That's fucking great.
I bet you don't even have balls. Show me your balls.
Felt nice to dunk on these crackers for a little bit.
That's fun. That's real good. Well, looking forward to the comments on this one.
Speak and all those upvotes.
Yeah.
Okay, where was our subscriber count before we did this?
Oh yeah. Forgot to mention. Last week, pretty much after the show was over, we finally hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So
pretty fucking exciting.
Thank you to everybody who subscribes and listens and supports. We don't know if the number 2,000 is some sort of secret number that gets us promoted on YouTube. Who knows?
Still pretty excited. Yeah,
but it's cool.
I bet Jason's got 3 balls and no dick.
It's been 10
look like a needle.
10 years on YouTube, and we finally made it to 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're just now hitting our stride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we let everyone catch up.
Yeah.
But then
anyone ever look inside Jason's mouth? I bet his tongue's a dick and his dick's a tongue.
Yeah, thanks for subscribing. Working on some stuff, some new things that'll be kind of fun to see.
So much new things.
Yeah, some cool stuff. Can't wait to share with you guys.
Always evolving.
Yeah. Well, we didn't evolve for a long time, but now we're evolving again.
And then we'll
go through big evolution bursts.
Yeah, that was one that we should have used.
We're like a Pokemon.
You know what? Yeah. You know what lasted longer than the Confederacy? Our fucking intro that we just changed.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Mm.
Yeah, that's great.
Remember the bow 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 bow.
Fucking right, I do. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for playing. That was great. Next week, got a couple of options kind of flying around.
I like the idea of doing top 6 summer fun times. Since it is summertime, and we are, I mean, at least those of us that live in states that are getting record high coronavirus numbers every day, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot of the fun stuff that you do during the summer this summer. So
you're gonna do all the things.
Let's
all the normal things are gonna happen.
We're not gonna go to Disney. We're not gonna fucking see fireworks.
You're not, but like collectively, people are definitely gonna go to Disney.
Sure. Well, I'm hoping Disney does an about face and does not reopen. At this point, you can't. The Disneyland Union is protesting them reopening, and then a bunch of Orlando cast members are petitioning for Disney to not reopen. They're supposed to open July 10th, July 11th, I believe. Can't do it. Can't fucking do it, man.
If I was like a cast member, I would walk off the job.
Did you see that fucking thing I retweeted today? That some cast member got spit on for telling somebody to put their mask on?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not dealing
You're
with
getting
that.
fucking
horrible.
You're getting spit on in a pandemic? No fucking way.
No.
Oh, I would.
It's like I saw that video of that honky like fighting his way into a Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know
Definitely
those
when he-
times when you want to be in Walmart so bad you're willing to fight somebody for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he
Literally
touched the
every
guy,
day.
like, when he touched the guy, like pushed him, I was like, oh yeah, right there, I'd put his ass on the ground because at
Yeah.
that
You know
point,
what the saddest, worst part about that video was for me? Is I watched that video and I was like, oh, that Walmart worker got fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because that dude who pushed his way in was being a complete dick and was absolutely 100% in the wrong. I still bet that Walmart worker got fired.
Probably.
How many of those Shake Shack workers got fired after the cops said they had tummy aches?
Did you see the new one today? That
Yeah.
yeah, fuck you.
went
That
to a
did not
Starbucks
happen.
and a Target and said somebody put a tampon in their drink.
Right.
No, they definitely didn't.
Yeah. So then, they reviewed the cameras and they were like, nope. Nobody put any tampons in your drink, so no idea where that tampon came from.
This is easily verifiable and didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
Which,
Alright,
like,
so, yeah.
we don't really need any more reasons to defund the police, but if you can't figure out how to scam a Starbucks, I don't need you to have a gun.
No.
Well, I mean,
definitely not.
it happened on Wednesday, so it feels like months ago, but that dumb idiot crying about getting her Egg McMuffin too late.
Oh my God, seriously.
Yeah. I hate her almost as much as the people that murdered the unarmed men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good news, that wasn't actually a noose hanging in Bubba Wallace's garage in NASCAR.
Hey.
Well, no. It was a noose.
It was a noose.
It wasn't a
It's
hate
just that
It
the
was an
noose
unrelated
had been
noose.
there. Yeah, the noose had been there for a long time.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
it wasn't
that
a
was
noose
like,
meant
that's just
for
the
him.
stall noose.
Yeah, it
My
was
guess is that maybe that like racetrack had some kind of like Uncle Scratchy's Yeehaw Civil War reenactment, and that was like a prop that got left behind.
Probably.
Yeah, could be.
Well, it was it was
To me, it just
attached to a
feels like they're
garage
like,
door.
No. I didn't hang that up for that black guy. I hung that up for that black guy who was here 3 years ago. Like, you can't get mad at me for
It was
that.
the same black guy.
Yeah.
No, definitely only it's definitely the same black guy. It's NASCAR. Come on. Amazing. All right, next week, top 6 summer fun time things. Whatever those may be. Let's shine a little light in the world.
Yeah. It could be stuff that you miss. It could be fucking memories. It could be food. It could be vacations.
You're gonna be crazy. Maybe some shit you're gonna do this summer.
Yeah.
Fucking go wild.
You know what? I'm going to throw this out there as a free one. Watching The Price is Right during summer vacation.
Oh yeah.
Mine was the Monkeys. I used to watch the Monkeys and fucking Wings.
Are you?
I've seen every episode of Wings multiple times.
I mean, I watched Wings when it was airing new episodes.
You know a guy.
Fucking
When did Mahoney become an old man?
I was excited
10 years ago?
about the thing that I was most excited about Superman the animated series is that it was voiced by the guy from Wings.
Yep, Tim Daly as Superman.
Yep.
Outstanding. All right, let's let Comic Boys get the fuck out of here real quick.
I'm quite keen on comic books, especially the ones about superheroes.
All right. They put out the last issue of that Ninja Turtles Power Ranger crossover, and it was pretty fucking cool.
Sure was.
Really fucking cool, and laid some perfect groundwork for the inevitable sequel, which I am super on board with. Love that shit. That's great. That was a lot of fun. What else? Dark Knight's Death Metal #1. That was bug fuck insane.
Yeah, it was rad.
Yeah, like real rad. Fucking spoilers, I guess. Wonder Woman kills the Batman who laughs with an invisible chainsaw.
What?
Just fucking chainsaws him right in half.
Chainsaws him to death.
Why does the chainsaw need to be invisible, though?
Because
No,
it
he
was
can't
made
see
out
it,
of the
bro.
melted down jet.
Oh.
Yeah, they melted down the invisible jet, and like the real Batman was like, you know what you gotta do, Wonder Woman. She's like, yeah, way ahead of you. She fucking forged an invisible chainsaw and chainsawed the ever living shit out of the Batman Who Laughs. It's pretty great. Pretty awesome. So I got a whole bunch of.
I saw that scene on Instagram, and I did not recognize it as an invisible chainsaw. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I just saw her kill him, and I was like, what did she stab him with?
Yeah, without the context, it makes no sense.
No, you gotta have the context. Yeah, there's all kinds of cool shit in this one though. Like a bunch of dark Batmans, fighting the good guys, and one of the Batmans is just the robot T-Rex from the Batcave that had the brain downloaded into it. That's pretty cool.
Batman gets a Black Lantern ring and raises a bunch of Revolutionary War soldiers from the dead.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like fucked up, withered, almost dead Swamp Thing walking around. That's pretty cool. Wally West has the Dr. Manhattan thing on his head for some reason, which that's kind of interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, that happened in the end of that Flash Forward miniseries.
Oh, okay. And I like the way that they do sort of this sort of contextualize the crises and shit in a way that kind of made sense. It's kind of cool. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Big dumb comic booky shit. It's great. I love that shit.
I'll always say it. My favorite DC comics kind of feel like homework.
See, and I don't necessarily like that so much, but I feel like this is a really good mix of that kind of bullshitty, deep cut DC stuff. But they actually do that thing they rarely do, where they give it context.
Yeah,
and they generally don't do that, and they make you do the work, and they kind of give you enough of it now to be like, okay, yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. I can actually appreciate this now. And fucking Batman has the reanimated half corpse of Sergeant Rock.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, time for one more fight.
Yeah, what? It's fucking crazy. It's gonna be a hell of a ride.
Now we don't know exactly what Superman's up to, but he's somewhere in New Apocalypse with the dark side arm.
Yeah, he's got a dark side arm riding a motorcycle across Apocalypse. It's fucking crazy. It was a lot of fun.
Is he wearing shorts like in the Snyder Cut?
He is not. Fucking stupid Snyder Cut. And then the last thing I'll talk about, just because it's getting late, is Gideon Falls is back. And the big dumb gap works really well for this.
Yeah.
Because all the lead characters are disoriented and confused because they're in an unfamiliar environment. No one knows what the fuck is going on. So, yeah, we're right there with you, fictional characters who we haven't seen in months. Yeah, it worked out really well. And, of course, it's gorgeous, because of course it is.
I'm very, very excited to see that when it gets adapted into a TV show.
Yeah, where's it going to? I forget.
I can't remember. But, I just want to see how they adapt it.
Yeah, it's wild as fuck, man. It looks great. Getting more and more, and it's got very, very Dark Tower vibes. Extreme Dark Tower vibes. Where it's if you were to ask Lemire, his inspiration, and he didn't say the Dark Tower, tell him to his face, he's full of shit.
You fucking liar.
Because without a doubt, it's definitely that. Very, very good. I liked it a lot. It was good. What you got, Kelly?
I finished up Scott Snyder's Justice League run, and I didn't realize how it ends is directly a lead-in to death metal.
I would hope so.
But because it ends with the Justice League losing. They lose to the Legion of Doom, and I haven't heard a single that shown in any other comic is that, hey, shit's real fucked right now.
Yeah, you think that'd be a big deal?
Yeah, the story ends with this huge final battle between the every Justice League and the Legion of Doom and all of the crazy white Martian human hybrid apex killers that Perpetua made. And then through Martian Manhunter, he links up everyone in the world, and he's like, we gotta decide if we're going to work together to fight this or if we're going to, just succumb to doom. And then the doom sigil appears in the sky, and everyone's like, wait, what the fuck? And Superman just goes, we lost the vote.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like everyone chose doom.
So, Scott Snyder, a little depressed right now, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So everyone gets, like, the fight goes, and, like, the Phantom Stranger and, like, the Spectre and those guys kind of, like, quietly sneak away the Justice League to let them regroup for the fight that we see in Death Metal.
That's what happens when you write comics and watch the news at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
God damn.
Yeah, no, it's brutal. Like, look, now that I was able to read it pretty much in all one big chunk, the Snyder Justice League run is fantastic. I really liked it. But I do think
Zack Snyder, right?
No. Go sit in the corner. Put on the dunce cap.
You're not amped? You didn't get HBO Max?
No.
I got HBO Max.
God damn
and
it.
I have it on pause until that comes out.
The absolute best WB move of all time is that they made the big deal about the Snyder Cut is coming to HBO Max, and then they, on July 1st, are removing all the other DC movies from HBO Max.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used the DC movies as a selling point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like 2 weeks ago, you were like, guess what, everybody? Snyder Cut on the way. We got Justice League. We got Wonder Woman. We got Batman versus Superman. We got Man of Steel. We got everything. Aquaman. What do you want to see? We got it all. Oh, all of that's leaving in 2 weeks. Sorry.
Does that DC service still exist?
Yeah.
Yeah, for now. Like, I can't imagine.
I wasn't sure if it had just been folded in to
I mean, like,
HBO
Doom
Max.
Patrol Season 2 was an HBO Max gimmick.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I thought that it was gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I want to watch, like, the DC cartoons, where do I go?
The DC app?
For now, the DC thing, yeah. They got some of them on HBO Max, not all of them.
Okay.
Again, yet. Like, I imagine they'll probably
yeah.
support it at some point, yeah.
And then that's about it. That's that I got that's worth talking about.
What you got, Nice?
Watched a few things. We watched that Sonic movie, which was okay. Like,
yeah,
it's fun, right?
Perfectly fine Sonic movie. Like, it would have been a completely different movie if it was that monster.
Oh god, yeah.
Like, but he looked great. Like, he looked like Sonic. Like, it was
Release the monster cut.
It was a cool. It was a cool characterization. Like, it wasn't at any point like groan worthy, like you would expect from that type of movie.
It's a perfectly solid kids movie.
Yeah. Mary hated Jim Carrey's performance though, and I can't say anything different from that because it's 97 Jim Carrey doing a performance.
Yeah, it's kid movie Jim Carrey. Like, what do you want?
I thought that's the way I heard that it was. That's what
a lot of times his
the Hedgehog, not Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
His performance reminded me a lot of his Grinch. Like, some of the same delivery of lines.
That other dumb kids movie,
right? So yeah, we watched that, and then we watched An Evening with Beverly Loughlin on Netflix. An Evening with Beverly Loughlin is the follow-up to the same people that put together the Greasy Strangler. You guys remember I told you about the Greasy Strangler way back when.
I'm curious to hear more about this.
And this is basically, it's the Greasy Strangler type movie, but they got actual movie stars in it. Like Aubrey Plaza's in it, Jermaine Clement, Craig Robinson, the guy who plays Laszlo on What We Do in the Shadows. Fucking a couple more people that you would recognize in just this weird fucking insane kind of performance art. It's something to behold. Of the two, I would say watch Greasy Strangler. Definitely. I would recommend that. If you enjoyed Greasy Strangler, watch this. But you could probably get away with not seeing either of those movies ever in your life. And then, because I'm trying to do my part, trying to heal the nation, saw that A Different World was streaming on Amazon Prime. And I remember watching A Different World when it was live as a kid. A Different World, for those that don't know, is the spin-off of The Cosby Show centered around Denise Huxtable. It's basically how right now they've got Blackish and Grownish. So it was the Grownish of its time. And I was wondering, because it centers on Denise, I was thinking, man, how long before what's-his-name shows up? And it was episode 2. I was like, oh, no. But apparently he makes a few appearances. But then I remember, I think it was after season 1, Lisa Bonet left the show. So then it became a completely different show. It left the show because she got pregnant, and Bill Cosby wouldn't let the character get pregnant on the show. He's like, fuck that. So another piece of shit move from Bill Cosby. The Different World I remember more was the Sinbad era, and I haven't gotten to Sinbad yet. I don't know when Sinbad comes in.
Me too. Like, I didn't even know until now that it was a Cosby spinoff.
Yeah.
I knew it was the Sinbad vehicle.
Yeah, because it takes place at Hillman College, which is where Claire Huxtable went to college. So she's kind of like a legacy. And Marissa Tomei's in it as one of her roommates. So yeah, I'm a few episodes into that. I'll watch some more Different World. Just hitting that hitting that theme music. Yeah, Dwayne Wayne is like the first dude that you see on the show. Just being a sex pest, running around trying to.
Man, me and Dwayne Wayne don't got beef.
I thought you meant Dwayne Wade, the basketball player, and I was like, man, he must have been like a child.
Oh, Dwayne Wayne,
the sweet ass fucking double sunglasses, the
Yes.
flip up shades, the glasses.
Yeah, he had Dwayne Wayne.
Yeah, too busy watching Wings.
Yeah. You talking Lowell or Antonio?
I fucking watched Wings too. I watched Wings.
love
I
Wings.
watched A Different World. Dwayne Wayne had the round glasses, like John Lennon round glasses, but then they had the flip up, flip down sunglasses that came down on them. I fucking searched for a pair of those for years. Finally found some at the flea market. Man. Just goes, like, I'm so proud of myself because I've just been so open from way back when.
All right, calm down.
Good for me.
Nice.
You did it.
Good job,
Just
Nice.
so proud. Thank God for Gino.
Jose.
We're
Thanks.
up to season 3 of fucking 24.
Season 3 already?
Yeah.
You're cruising because those are long seasons.
You're damn near at 72.
We're bruising. Not bad. I definitely do not remember Spock being in it.
Leonard
what's his
Nimoy?
face? No, new Spock.
Quinto. Yeah.
Yeah, Quinto. Don't remember fucking goddamn a Roseanne daughter in there.
Oh yeah, she was in it for a little bit.
Yeah, I vaguely remember her.
Which one? Becky? Darlene?
Darlene.
Darlene,
Oh.
yeah.
And this dude's daughter just nanny. Like season 2 opens with her in her panties at some house she's nannying with, and then this guy kills his wife.
Yeah. Well,
and then-
she was like trying to make that move into like, what was that movie where she played like a porn star who lived next door?
Yeah,
It was called
Girl
Girl
Next
Next Door.
Girl Next Door.
Okay, yeah, even better. So they were playing that up. I remember her storyline being that she got like attacked by a mountain lion, and I was like, okay.
Well, no, she didn't even get attacked by it. She was stuck in a bear trap or something, like stuck in a trap, and the mountain lion came and looked at her, and then went to a commercial break, and they came back.
All of you guys
Like,
watched
no, we're cool.
24?
Oh
No,
yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
24 is the shit.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
But-
okay.
Here's what's great. So Jack Bauer's sideline is he's saving the world. This chick's sideline is that she's a nanny that turns out to be for an abusive husband that kills his wife and cops and comes after her. When she escapes from that, she ends up with some guy who holds her hostage at a gas station because he's
she's had a hell of a day
for some murder. Oh yeah, that's all in one day.
Yeah.
And
That's a
then
hell of a day.
she ends up kidnapped by some fucking prep guy who's stuck in a bunker and tries to trap her because he's lonely. And it's got fucking Ron Swanson, who committed a hate crime and fucking murdered this guy.
Jose just in our podcast message, just apropos of nothing, out of nowhere, just like Ron Swanson in here, fucking white supremacist trying to kill a guy. I was like, what is the context?
I only know that because I do remember him in 24, so I knew the fuck you were talking about. But it could have gone either way.
I saw that and thought, someone's got to know what he's talking about.
Like only one person knows.
I think we're finding out that, like, Kelly, I feel like this is an eye-opener for you of just how many things you can watch when you don't spend all of your time watching Japanese wrestling. You're like, you guys have seen S This Old House and Wings and 24? All I've ever seen is wrestling.
You know what I haven't seen before today, though? A guy drinking his own blood out of his pulsating arm. So you know what? Who's to say who won tonight? I don't know. I think we're all as people. It's very important. Take us home, Mahoney. What you got?
Remember when we made Lee a TikTok?
God damn it.
You just made a
I am finished with Stars, except that I don't remember the name of the show you all told me I had to watch. So
you sure? Because last time you said you finished with Stars, we found another galaxy.
It was Blunt Talk.
Blunt Talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Starring Sir Patrick Stewart. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
All
right. So I haven't watched that yet, but I've watched everything else. The Power Show was really cool. Highly recommend that. It did this really fun thing where, like, most seasons were 10 episodes. The final season was 15 episodes. And early on, I'm like, this is kind of dragging. Like, there was absolutely no reason for them to stretch this out into 15 episodes. But what they do is it ends like a normal season. And then episodes 11 through 15 kind of like retell the last day from the point of view of like another main character. So like you get to see like what everybody did on that final day of Power.
Kind of neat.
Yeah. So that was cool. I enjoyed that. So when I finished that, I watched Space Force. That was awesome. I enjoyed that greatly.
I'm glad you liked that.
Always.
I'm seeing split on that.
Anything having to do with The Office always reminds me of Nice, so I'm biased towards it.
Aww.
But I enjoyed that greatly. I loved, like, they have this monkey astronaut. At one point, the monkey gets taken captive by the Chinese, and he just drops this line in a later episode where they're like, oh, things are going great. And he's like, yeah, as long as the Chinese don't break our monkey. And they're like, what? And he's just like, never mind, like, nothing.
Yeah, the chimpanzee episode is where they really kick it into high gear.
Yep.
It's funny because it's a comedy, but it also has those drama elements to it because it's more like an hour long, not. I think they're a half hour, right?
Yeah, they're a half hour.
Yeah, but it seems it leans more drama than just straight up comedy.
Yeah, it was really good. I recommend it.
Fucking amazing sets and props and stuff.
Yeah, it was really well done. It wasn't
Mahoney,
too predictable.
I got a list of
What's
all
your
the
list?
Stars programming.
Okay,
We're gonna
run
go
down and I'll
through.
tell you what I've seen.
Crash.
Wait, is that a movie or a TV show?
It's a series, ran from 2008 to 2009.
Based
Okay,
on
no,
the movie.
I didn't watch that.
All right, Spartacus.
Yes.
Camelot.
Yes.
Boss.
No. The Kelsey Grammer Show? No.
All right, Magic City.
No.
Da Vinci's Demons.
Yes.
Black Sails.
Yes.
Power, you just said. Counterpart.
No.
Sweet Bitter.
No.
Vita.
No.
The Bronx Bunny Show.
No.
Headcase.
No, I've never even seen half of these. Like on
Hollywood
the app.
Residential.
Nope.
Well, I wonder
Party
if-
Down.
I have seen Party Down, but not on this free trial.
Do you even have stars, Mahoney?
Gravity.
No, I've not seen Gravity.
Survivor's Remorse.
No.
Blunt Talk. Well, we know Blunt Talk.
We know
Ash
Blunt
vs.
Talk.
Evil Dead.
No.
Now Apocalypse.
No.
The Pillars of the Earth.
Yes.
Well, maybe
All right.
they're not all available on Stars
Yeah,
currently.
I don't think some of these are on there
because
anymore.
like Ash vs. Evil Dead is on Netflix. So, does
It's on
Netflix have the
Stars,
rights?
too.
Who knows?
Mahoney has watched 7% of the stars.
Yeah.
While we're talking about how he's watched all the stars.
Well, you haven't even
it's
heard all the shows I've watched, so I'm questioning this list.
There's still more. I'm going through.
Frankly, I am shocked at the volume of Stars original programming.
The White Queen.
Yes.
Flesh and Bone.
No.
The White Princess.
Yes.
Howard's End.
No.
The Rook.
No.
Okay, let's go to current programming. Outlander you watched.
Yep.
American Gods you watched.
Yep.
The Spanish Princess.
Yep.
Dublin Murders.
Yep.
Hightown.
No, but only because that's airing right now. I'm not gonna
Okay.
watch it like live week to week.
Okay, and I think I've gone through everything.
Oh my god. You haven't gone through everything, Kelly. You have some breaking news. This just in from the PCN News Desk.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
I was scrolling through the Twitter feed, and I saw a tweet that raised some alarms for me. Makes me think that our good buddy Todd Crisley is sitting on a scoop. Todd tweets out, "Ever sit back and listen to tapes and wonder, am I wrong for not sharing these?"
Oh my god.
What does he have on these tapes?
It's probably him rapping.
Who does he have talking on these tapes?
Oh, what if it's the podcast?
Oh shit.
Todd, do you have the episodes that we're missing?
Todd, absolutely share the podcast with people.
It's like these motherfuckers created a meme page and they've been scamming people out of money.
This asshole just said he saw all the stars. He didn't. He didn't.
Oh, Todd.
Turns out he's seen a shockingly small amount of stars.
I know. I feel really bad.
I didn't mean to make you feel bad.
feel bad.
You're going down that list, and I'm like, no.
Well, I hope I found you some new content.
All I gotta do is get back to work. I gotta get back in it.
Don't
Fuck
tell people.
Netflix.
Don't tell people that you haven't seen all the stars until
I
you've
can't
seen all the
anymore.
stars.
I can't. I've been checked, and I recognize where I'm lacking.
I like that. It's a sincere apology.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I feel like you've grown.
I have. I tell you this. Next time we read through that list, we'll check off a few more shows.
We're not going to suspend you from the podcast, Mahoney.
Thank goodness.
But
we're going to donate your pay to me.
That's fair.
Because I found the list.
That's fair.
Perfect.
Love it. So if you want to hear more things that we should apologize for, come back next week. We'll be back at it all over again.
I've already said things on this show that I need to apologize for.
I'm sorry.
Come back with your top 6 summertime fun things at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/panelsonpages. Smash that like button. Join the Discord at discord.panelsonpages.com. All that good shit. I think that about covers it.
The picture on Todd Crisley's tweet is a picture that says Todd's 10 tips to turn sloppy schlubs into dapper dudes.
What the fuck do any of those words mean? For Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, Kelly Harris, and my good buddy Mahoney, I am the Lord Reverend Leo Rodriguez. We'll talk to you guys next week. Night. Love you and bye-bye.
Deep
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this. Demonetize this.
Fucking Google something.
Demonetize this.
Holy shit.
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this.
I didn't want to say it.
Demonetize this.
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa.
Demonetize this.
You fucking
Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this.
Why you keep bugging us, YouTube?
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.